Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly Dungeon Master today. Today, we're carrying on with our quarantine campaign, playing Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 2nd Edition, still backwards. Playing through the 2013 adventure, where is it? Legacy of the Crystal Shard. Which I do not have. I guess it'll be backwards anyway. But we are also making use of a fair amount of material from Wizards of the Coast's most recent adventure, Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden. So if you are intending on playing Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden, we are making use of quite a bit of material from that. So this will have spoilers for that. If you are not playing Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden, or you don't care about it, then welcome. Let me introduce you to the Quarantine Crusaders themselves, the stars of the Legacy of the Crystal Shard campaign. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what level are you currently. First up, we have Brandon.
Hi, I'm Brandon. I'm playing Grim Buckman. He's a, is he 5th level? I think he's 5th level. I can't remember anymore.
He's for sure 5th because you unleashed a fireball for the first time.
Oh, yeah. No, I think he's 6th, actually. Because I have I could have enough room for 2 fireballs.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
Very nice. Next up is...
6. He's been 6 for a while.
Okay. Next up is Mo.
Hi, I'm Morris. I'm playing Thomas Branner, who is a 7th level fighter.
Very nice. And last but certainly not least, adorned in his latest creation is our resident armor smith, Dave.
Hey everybody, I'm Dave. I'll be playing Lex Wiltshire. He is a 7th level half-elven ranger of my league.
Very nice. All right, guys. So you may notice that there is something that you guys have, something new sitting next to your characters, at least Brandon and Dave. So the last couple of sessions have been fairly eventful in terms of the transformation of what you guys had to where you are now. What happened last time? Mo, you want to give us a quick summary and I'll fill in as necessary?
Right. Yeah, we effectively were on the glacier at Evermelt, which is to that side, looking at the map. We then flew with our new Griffins to Sky Tower. Oh, no, to the Dwarven Valley, where we had some interesting conversations with old friends, like the Dane, and the merchant Rudy or Ruby von...
Von Bin Ruby Eye.
Von Bin Ruby Eye. And we had... we found that Adric, our colleague, when we were trying to help... recover the Dwarven Valley from the influence of the Black Ice, had been attacked mysteriously and something had been stolen. We were also looking at some of the lore and legends to see if we could find where this potential meeting place for the giants were. And what else? And then actually we've decided to effectively, once we discovered where the Jarlmoot, which is the place we want to try and
Jarlmoot.
Jarlmoot, sorry. Incorrect translation there. The idea is that on the full moon there is a specific conjunction where we can maybe talk to some giants. And we have flown to a small hill about 5 or 6 miles away as a sort of staging point, where we set up camp. And it's now, I think, 1 day or 2 days before the full moon.
So there's a couple things that are wrong about that. So I know it's been a long time since we last played. A couple things. So for one, you guys have not actually landed there yet. That's what the intent is, and it is currently 4 days before the full moon. So you guys, the reason that you guys set out so early was to avoid, you happen to have good weather, and rather than being grounded, for a couple of days due to a blizzard, the guys decided to fly out there early and try and make camp there. Another kind of important bit is that The thing that went missing after Adric was attacked appears to have been a relic of Netheril. It had identical, Adric recognized it as identical markings to what, or similar markings to what Gorwin's sword had, the Spellguard sword, and the what do you call it? Agents from the 10 towns actually specifically demanded that that stuff be turned over to them. They don't have any direct proof. Adric was unfortunately rendered unconscious by sorcery, so he does not know who his attackers were, but they know for sure what was missing, and it's the only thing that went missing. The other, I guess, thing you've learned in the interim is that the agents of the 10 towns have been digging around the valley. The other thing you found was that there was a lost journal from a dwarven. The reason you guys found out about the Jarlmut was from a lost journal that a journal that a lost dwarven merchant had filled out. He apparently, when he was traveling down from, I think it's Mulmaster to the south, he had gotten lost in a blizzard, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with, and he found himself at a location to the west of the 10 towns, where he saw at the peak of this summit there were a series of thrones set, and thrones with names on them. What the legends revealed as well was that the spirits appear only on the full moon. And you guys had, at the time, a week leading up to the full moon before you found... so you knew about that, but you found out it was a week before you went to find out where this place was. You guys found it, and you can see it on... It's now marked in the western side of the valley there. Over here. Whoops. Over... Come on. Over here. And you guys are just circling around, trying to find a place to land. You have avoided... they took an indirect route to get here. So they have avoided the 10 towns around the Northern Lake here and around Bryn Shander, which is right about here. So, yeah. What we need for first to get things going here, guys, is we need to roll hit points for your griffins. And I see that Grim has named his griffin Girl, and Lex needs to name his griffin.
Well, I was joking about that with a WoW reference, about having a purple griffin, which I'm guessing it's not purple because griffins aren't naturally that color, I guess, even though they're a magical creature.
In this region, this breed are likely, that would be a less than ideal color scheme.
But I'm still going to call her Violet.
Love it. Maybe there's something in her eye. Maybe instead of a yellow... eye, it's got, these things are magical hybrids anyway, so who knows what color. And it could have a violet hue to the, like bluish white feathers.
That's
so
definitely it. It might not be like bright purple, like WoW, but...
Yep. Excellent. So what we need from you guys then is what Mo has added in chat is accurate. The fly speed is 100. The ground speed is only 40. And then the turn degrees, you need to move a minimum of half your movement in order to stay aloft. And then you need, let's bring store up here. Whoopsies.
Nader.
Go.
Nader.
Here we go. Oof. Morning.
Hey guys.
Hey, so we are, let's see here. Hobbs, quick catch up for you. We are going to roll our hit points for our griffins right now. Store needs to name his griffin, and you should have full control over him or her. Stats for the griffin are in the chat right now. Thaco 13, AC 3. They need to move, they can only make a turn, a 60-degree turn once per round. So basically they get to make a pass, I think it's every 3 rounds, they can make a pass on the same area. So, hit points, guys, is 7d8. So go ahead and roll 7d8. Let's see how you do for your hit points. Nice. Respectable. Nice. Oh, Dave, holy smokes. You got the tank. It fits that you got the highest hit points in the group, and I think you have the highest hit points for your Griffin. There we go. It stores Griffin. Go ahead and you can rename your Griffin there, Hobbs, if you like. And girl has 26 hit points. Okay. The daintiest of the flock. Or pride. I don't know which of the two we would name him after. Okay, so Hobbs, just the stuff you missed for summary is you guys last time flew to the Dwarven Valley on your new Griffin steeds. You guys met with both Dane Stokely Silverstream and you met with Adric. You learned that Adric had was attacked about 2 weeks ago, and this is while he was in the archive for Dumathoin's temple. And they had an artifact which he thinks was a Netherese artifact stolen. Sorcery was used on him, so he doesn't know who his attackers were. But that was the only thing that was stolen. And the agents of the 10 towns had previously demanded the delivery of anything that was of Netherese origin. So they assume that it's the agents of the 10 towns that did that attacked him, that stole it. You guys also found that you'd learned a previous session that there was a place, apparently a place of power in the Sea of Trackless Ice. Sea of Moving Ice is actually, it's called the Trackless Sea, is the larger body of water, and the actual body to the north there is the Sea of Moving Ice. What I've learned was that there was ancient Jotun place of power in there. You followed up with Adric on that point. Adric indicated that he remembered that there was a legend that you can meet with the ancient kings of the Jotun at that place, the Thanes and Jarls of old. But you can only do it on a full moon, and you can only do so, or when you do so, they will require often a proof of power or a proof of wisdom. So nice. They will likely, because the Jotun rule by strength, they will likely require a demonstration of that as well as wisdom. So you guys also didn't have any idea where the place was, but fortunately Adric was able to locate an old journal of a dwarven merchant who got lost coming from Mulmaster and ended up way to the west of the 10 towns. And so you guys can see over here, this is where you think Jarlmut is. He described it as being a place with 7 thrones, massive oversized thrones set atop a peak, and that you can find that place there. At the time you guys discovered, or time you guys arrived, it was about a week until the full moon. Took you 2 days to find that information about where Jarlmut was. You had 4 days until the full moon, and then you guys set out from the Dwarven Valley. So, and the reason you guys went out early is in case of inclement weather. You didn't want to get grounded by a blizzard and not be able to make it there to the full moon and have to wait another month. So, where we left our heroes was approaching the Jarlmut. The other thing is it's said that the giants, the Jotun of Frost, the Frost giants, that they still seek, their kings and queens and jarls and whatnot, still seek out advice from those at Jarlmut. So you will, if the full moon is soon to be upon you and that these ghostly jarls will reappear, you may very well find competitors who want wisdom and advice from the jarls. I think what the players had intended was that this jarl may help them find this giant's place of power. So I think that brings you guys up to speed here. What we will say is, as you guys were approaching, I guess first off, do you have any questions, guys? Oop.
I'm good.
Nope. Okay. So
Sorry, I'm distracted by the etymology of the word griffin.
Yeah.
I went up and I looked up if it was pride or flock. I'm not sure if I found a definitive answer.
Nice. Okay. So then, guys, what we find you guys doing is flying in on Yarlmoot. Now, before we get to actual Yarlmoot itself during the day, is there anything you guys wish to do? Like any strategy that you want to employ for how you approach this place? I think this is no. You know what? This is the day afterwards. This is 4 days until the thing, because it was 5 days out when you left and you got there. You guys came across a big pack of elk, and you guys went hunting, or the characters went hunting from Griffinback, and also the griffins fed well. So this is the morning of. So this is 4 days until the full moon. You guys are setting out. Did we lose Hobbs altogether, or just in?
Just in Roll20.
Just in Roll20. Okay, that's okay. Okay. So, guys, anything you want that I should know, or are we just going to go directly to Yarlmoot?
I think maybe we should do a high-level pass, or a high-ish level pass first, and then just land on it.
All right. Not very often Mo immediately has something to say. I say we do it.
Okay. All right. So then, guys, what you do is, as you approach this, you can find you're all equipped with the cold weather riding gear that the Jotun had supplied you before you set out with your griffins. You have your faces covered. You've got those little slit things, because it is a clear. Oh, it's overcast today. That's right. So that means it's actually a really lovely day to ride, because it is not. You're not dealing with the glare from the ice. When you fly over this place, it is as it was described to you. The griffins do not. No.
Okay.
To damage, no. No. Unless it's rare that any animal has any or monster has any strength bonuses. Just because it would really overly punish you guys pretty quickly. You know, if everything automatically did a threshold of 3 or 4 damage with every hit, that would be pretty bad. Okay. Giants, however, are one of those things that is an exception to that. They get enormous bonuses. Just FYI. So
Nothing else, but yes, these do.
Yeah, well, for them, that's where the exception comes in. Is for those ones. Oh boy, yeah, giants. Whoo, Dinah. Then there are okay. So what you guys see is flying over this landscape. This is very similar to some of the landscape near the Spine of the World Mountains, where these are very respectable sized foothills. Some of these could lay claim to being low mountains, how large they are, but the largest of them is a place that has a almost flat plateau on top. And this place, as you describe, you think your eyes are playing tricks on you just because of how high up you are, and you can see that there are 7 thrones set in a circle around this central location. There appears to be several maybe ragged paths leading up to this. Fairly large ones as well, too, up the winding side. Because of the elevation, you can actually see where this is now. But it ends with the large and empty thrones. What do you guys wish to do?
Should
Well, I
we?
think
Yeah, you wanting to look around to see if some giants are coming? Is that the intent?
well, just to see if anyone else is there. Presumably, if we're high up, I was going to say we'd make a pass high up and then we land and have a look at the ground.
Yeah. I'm not,
Oh,
So
we don't
maybe
see
all a
anybody,
couple
right?
of times.
One thing we said in chat as well too is so we assumed not chat, in Discord. One of the things that the guys did with a donation to the Church of Dumathoin, Adric was able to supply a potion that would grant you knowledge of a spoken language. And there were 4 of you who gained that. One was Falcarol. One we assumed was Grim because he's greedy for knowledge.
Oh, yes.
And we assumed that the other 2 ones would be Lex and Store.
Nice.
So you guys can add Jotun to your list of languages you understand now.
All right.
And I'm sure there's going to be nothing wrong with having your brain reworked by magic.
Grim's looking forward to it.
Yeah, it won't be the first time, I suppose, for many of you. So, Then, guys, what?
As long as we're not cursed or possessed or charmed, or then I'm good.
Oh, there is one.
Too.
There's one healing potion left up for grabs as well too. It might be in the party loot.
We're otherwise at the hit points we were at last time. Last time we played.
Yeah. So I don't know what apparently Lex is having a real hard time learning how to be on the back of a griffin. So let's see here, 44 hit points down. That is a fall of 88 feet. So
Stay near the ground.
yeah.
I'm flying low. That's all that's happening.
Yep. All right. So if you guys are interested in heading down, let me just grab. I've got your tokens, I think, on. Yeah, here we go.
I mean, I'd be looking out for like paths and footprints. It's not. Is it snowing or is it just?
Okay, it's a couple of problems there. For one, you're at at an elevation right now, and 2,
All right.
what's your tracking proficiency or survival proficiency? Non-existent.
No.
It's hard enough to find footprints when you're walking on the ground, man.
Survival 14.
Do you have
I haven't
tracking?
calculated.
You
No,
know-
just survival.
Okay. So then, let's see here. Let's show you where you guys can land if you choose.
Do we need tracking? If we have tracking, would it help?
Yeah.
I have tracking. I do. But I don't think we would be able
once you're
to
on
see
the
anything from here.
once you're on the ground, then absolutely. From this high up, no, definitely not. So let me just show you where. Okay. Oh, wrong layer. Jeepers. Japers. Low apers. Okay, here we go. This is going to be another one of those maps from the thing where it is unnecessarily large. Let me turn off the dynamic lighting because it's not... let's see here. There we go. Daylight mode. All right. So, guys, let me bring you over to Yarmut. There we go. Oh, and Dave, if you're having difficulty moving the tokens on some of these larger maps, we figured... I mean, I guess we've always known this, but you can use your arrow keys to move your token.
Yeah, I just figured I'd have to shut down Steam and Discord and the Warcraft things. Realized I was running all these things in the background, and I'm like, oh, wow. Shut down Discord.
Yeah. Discord in particular does seem to take a lot of load on, especially on elderly machines.
All right. So this is what you
It's
see,
all
guys.
black to me.
In this... Oh, hold on. Do you guys have vision? Let's see.
Nope.
The bottom part,
I
I
can see it
don't.
on the stream, but I can't see it on ours.
Well, you're not... I mean,
Weird.
obviously, you're not cheating to look at the screen, right?
No, because
Is everyone else seeing black as well?
No,
Yes.
I see the bottom part of it is black, and I see the rest is at the top. I see all of our figures.
Okay.
that's
and
it.
the thrones.
No,
I
it just
don't.
takes a while
Especially
to
if you're roll
download.
Might just be a roll 20 thing.
No,
I
it's...
just see the,
It's visibility settings.
yeah.
Is it?
I see
It's
the
good, 'cause
giants that are going to kill us all, but I don't see...
There you go.
Oh, here we go.
Okay. So this is what you guys fly over. At the apex of this peak on that flattened area are these enormous stone thrones, all clustered around and facing one another. From this height, you can see that there is snow that has settled in on almost everything. But strangely, or maybe not because of the wind, those thrones seem free of any accumulated snow. And this whole area remains exposed. From this elevation, I'm assuming you guys are at least 100 feet up, you cannot make out any clear tracks. It also might be difficult just because of the... this is pretty much blown down to the stone underneath. Is not buried in any other way. The rest of the peak is still completely adorned with drifts of snow and frozen ice where things have melted and fallen. But this one seems bald and bare stone. Bless you. Store is allergic to griffins. Uh-oh.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Where's my potion of, whatchamacallit? What's the allergy medication?
Or citrazine, I think.
Yeah.
I'm using.
So, what are you guys going to do?
How close is it to nighttime?
This is morning. You guys did a morning reconnoiter.
And we're still how many days from the full moon again? 3. Okay.
No, 4. 4, sir.
I can't count. Whatever.
Pick 2, my lord. Pick 2.
All right. Let's. Anybody want to sit in one of them?
What?
We haven't landed yet, I'm assuming.
Correct.
Yeah.
I'll land. Let's land
Sure.
outside.
Let's land. Yeah.
All right. Your griffins are, you've only spent less than a week with them, but I think any of you with any animal handling whatsoever will pick up when an animal is uncomfortable. And this thing definitely seems to be on edge, Store, when you land. So Store has landed. Anyone else?
Grim will land.
Okay.
I was going to say, do we want to leave like Lex as a combat air griffin, or
Lex has landed.
all right?
Okay.
Grim, are you landing in the center?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a huge foom as the magical trap goes off.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So you guys all land, and you're confident enough with the griffins that they will not, though they do seem a little skittish, you are confident that they will not fly off, leaving you here. So
That would suck.
it really would.
Easy fury.
So yeah, what do you guys wish to do?
Well,
I'm
since
gonna go-
Grim survived landing in the middle, Store will approach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wind whipping at his poncho.
Yeah.
See if I can find any writing on any of these thrones.
So it's interesting that you say that, because while the construction of these appears to be carved out of giant blocks of stone, there are glyphs in Jotun carved at the top of each of the thrones.
Yeah. Oh, Grim's psyched to read this now that he can. So let's.
So there are these appear to be names, and I'll put them in chat and as we go through them too, just so you have the spelling of them. I don't think you've identified the sack, but I know that Gorwin has been stuffing stuff in there.
I thought we did. I thought we
All
did
about-
identify some sack.
All of our Ryan rations.
Yeah, exactly. So the first one says Bergelmir.
Belgamere.
The second one says Farbauti. The third says Reisvelger. The fourth says Jordaxa. The fifth says Mocker Nagelfer. The sixth says Sokmiri. Or Sokmimir, forgive me. And the final one says Reger Yarva.
Just usual Faerunian names. Nothing to see here.
None of these are usual Chondathan names. They sound vaguely like what... it's like when you hear, say, like Greek Orthodox versions of traditional, biblical names, where they seem similar, but they have got definitely their own spin to them. They seem similar to Etruscan names. Or perhaps Dwarven names, for that matter.
Do they translate to anything?
Not that you're aware of, no. They do seem proper names, though.
All right. Anybody want to get on one of these thrones? I kind of want to.
How tall is the
Yeah.
seat part?
The foot part is probably about 8 to 10 feet tall.
The foot part, that's like where your butt goes, right?
Yeah, the seat.
Okay.
What's your butt goes?
Well, the foot, I was like, the foot. I was like, why didn't you say seat? I'm confused.
I'm looking for a people holder while not standing device. You mean a chair?
Well, I have called loincloths Tarzan pants in the past.
Okay. I think I've told you guys about my description of a barn as a horse garage. So
Yes.
yeah.
On top of it.
All right.
Well, I'm sure one of us, I can give you a bunk up if Grim wants to have a look in there.
Yeah, why not? All right, I'll go into. Let's see. Farbauti seems like the most fun one. I'll go to Farbauti's chair.
Okay. So Tom gives you a boost up.
Yeah.
Between the two of you guys and with Tom's strength, I think you're able to get to the edge of the thing. With maybe what's your strength again, Grim?
15.
Oh yeah, so it's not bad. So you're used to scrambling up on crap. Once you get up there, you've got a better vantage for seeing what all of these thrones are. But I mean, there's nothing further that you gain from this vantage apart from whatever sits in these things must be enormously tall.
All right. Even when I sit down, do I feel?
So it's a 10 by 10 area. You're not sitting in a square. You might as well be like lying down in a room.
Yeah.
Right? Like these are definitely scaled for something much larger than yourself.
Yeah, I'll sit at the edge, so I'm like sitting on it with my feet off the edge of it. Anything coming?
If you kick your legs back and forth, it seems fun.
Right.
But otherwise, yeah, nothing else apart from what you just.
Hold on, I'm feeling something.
Store and Lex, why don't you both give us a tracking proficiency check, please?
Yeah, I was going to say that while they were sitting on the chair and stuff. I was
Sure.
going to walk around.
Okay. So Lex, what you can pick up, it's tricky because, like I said, I mean, like this is a place that's almost scoured clean by the winds that are whipping around up here. It seems a very unwelcoming place, and it almost seems worse being 10 feet up to Grim. Although with your riding gear on, I think you're fine. Lex, what you spot though is when a little bit of light hits one part of it, you can see there is a tiny reflection, or not a tiny, a subtle reflection, where some blowing stone maybe has been patted down for an enormous footprint. A footprint at least 3 times the size of a man. And it's recent.
Like, hey guys, you should check this out. This is pretty damn big.
If you follow down as well too, I think I mentioned that there was that rough track, and on the ground it's very difficult to see because of how big the footpath is. But you find tracks both coming up and going down this peak, and they are definitely within the last week or so.
So, we want to talk to the giants? Is that?
The spirits of the Jotun, yeah.
spirits of the Jotun. We want to speak to them and try and find out where we think the tower might be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if there's a real giant
We don't want to
making
talk to
footprints, do we want to be talking to them?
No.
Why not? Maybe they have news.
I think our last encounter with the giant didn't go so well, if I recall.
Sure it did. We sent her back.
Yeah, well, we knew where to find people to raid at that time. I don't think we know this right now.
Oh, I don't remember fighting a giant. Must have been a frost giant.
We did fight a giant. We got lucky. Very lucky.
Yeah, you guys, let's see here.
I don't recall fighting a giant.
No, we didn't, and I don't want to.
You guys encountered that.
Yeah. And we remembered where there was some Rotha to raid, and she buzzed off to do that. Because we were too small potatoes for her.
So, anything else you wish to inspect or look at here?
Maybe we should keep our distance. I don't know.
Grim's sitting on the throne when he says that.
Yeah, no, I think he's off.
Keep our distance from what? Keep our distance from these thrones I'm sitting on.
No, from any potential giants that might pay us a visit.
Wouldn't we come here for?
Well-
But if we came here for information, how are we going to get it?
Well, we come back on the night of the full moon. We just don't camp here. That's the idea.
Well, I'm wondering whether the place is sort of like a bit like a church or a temple, and the actual giants come here and maintain it for the spirits, and then he may actually, the footprints may be from a caretaker or priest, shaman maybe,
or someone who reveres them and wants to commune with them as well.
Yeah.
We might not be the only ones who want to speak to the giants during this event.
What you can tell is Storr has been a mercenary in this region for quite some time. He's never heard of Yarmut before. So the reason I mention that is only that it's not going to be like every traveler in seek of knowledge would know about this place and want to come here. It is likely restricted to the accidental discovery by that dwarf and the giants themselves, the descendants of the Jotun.
All right. Well, let's find a place to camp to stay for a few days. That's out of sight.
Dave, would you give me a D6 roll, please?
I could probably try and find a spot for us.
we already have a sort of forward base.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, there's a hill just for the river crossing, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, we can go
We sort of got like a.
Oh, Dave, are you giving me a D6 roll? Oh, great, thank you. Okay. All right. So, what do you guys wish to do now?
Maybe we should see if this is a caretaker. Maybe we should try and talk to him and see what he knows about what happens, because we don't really know anything. We're just going by all these. And oftentimes, right?
I don't think they're going to be. I kind of want to stay away from anybody who might be paying us a visit.
Yeah, I think it's probably better to stay away than potentially risk having a fight with an actual giant, and then we've spoiled our pitch with the spirits.
If we're going to fight with the giant, would you rather do it now, or would you wait until it's time for the giants, the Jotun masters, to show up? Right? Because he's probably going to be here during the time.
Sure.
So he's going to be here then. Why wouldn't we rather find out about him now and deal with what we have to now, where we would have time to recuperate if we need to?
Because I think that he'll be more interested in the Jotun masters appearing than in us at that time.
Okay, so let's push that thought process a little farther along. So what happens when we try and talk to them?
Well, effectively we can appeal over his or her head. Tom's a bit worried that we'll run into some sort of Jobsworth gatekeeper who says, no, if we're there and we're speaking to the spirits directly,
Yeah, that's my
go to the people at the top rather than the guy that sweeps the floor.
Exactly. We don't want to deal with any gatekeepers.
But if it's not a gatekeeper and it's a guardian, we make it look like this person is just going to stand there and let us talk. But what if they, to Stor's point, what if it's a violent altercation? What if they say, no, you can't defile our place, and we have to
Are those the only two options for what?
No, that's what I mean. We don't know. That's why I would rather find out now than see what happens later. That's what I'm saying. At least see if it is like a caretaker. Maybe they have a cave nearby. Maybe they allow any people to come and talk to. Because like some people, like if you come to see, if you're an oracular type of person or something, maybe they'll let you, or they'll talk to you, or there'll be a place to stay, or whatever. I don't know. How do we really know?
For some guidance on how to deal with the giant.
Why would they help us with that? We're not giants.
Why would they not?
Well, a dwarf was here before, right?
A dwarf the dwarf did not witness, at least from the journal, did not witness the spirits come. But what you've heard is that so long as you pass their test of strength, then you should, they should respond to you.
Okay, well, I mean, it's up to you guys. That was just one of my thoughts, that it seems like I would rather deal with something ahead of time than have to deal with it at the same time as we're trying to talk to these ghosts that only come once a month or whatever.
Why don't we try and figure out what we're trying to deal with first before we even...
That's fine. Like, we could have some guys on the Griffins while Lex and Store are down, and then maybe you guys could bring them in to help us get out of here if we have to in a hurry, right? We have an ability maybe to do that. I don't know.
Well, the feats of strength, Tom wonders, there wasn't any more detail than that. It was just mentioned as you have to pass a test.
Nope. This place this may be tens of thousands of years old. Right? So like the amount of knowledge, think of how little that has survived with respect to fallen Netheril, and then you compound that by, this is a species that has largely fallen to ruin and savagery, and don't interact and share information freely with the smaller races. So the fact that you have this much legendary about this place is, it says a lot.
That's the other reason I'd rather just leave it to the last minute and present us as a fait accompli rather than letting some, this is 10, 20,000 years old. So any descendants are going to be long gone, and they're presumably working on purely oral tradition that may well have diverged from reality, a bit like the.
Hold on.
That's like a whole string of assumptions. Why don't we just go and see what this giant is and who they are, and maybe talk to them? We all learned Jotun. We can all speak giant now. Why don't we just try and talk?
We don't even know how long they live. They could be the same ones. We don't know. I got to pee, though. Son of a biscuit.
Well,
Giants,
I think Thomas is grim that he doesn't, but he'll go with the group if that's what we decide.
Yeah, giants. This is what you guys would have learned. This is fairly. They live at least as long as what dwarves do.
Several hundred years.
Yeah, not 10,000.
No.
But I just, I think it's risky, and I think if we show up and just say, "Hey, we're here for the test," we'll be fine. But if we try to go through a gatekeeper first, he might be like, "Oh, you're not a giant, so you can't be here."
Well, also it's 10,000 years since the cities fell, and the giants fell before Netheril. So,
yeah,
it's my understanding they were the race, or the race species in charge before Netheril.
Right, all of that is true, but Lex can point at the 3 times human-sized footprint that is less than a week old.
Yeah.
We should go talk to it.
I think that's suicidal, to be honest.
Why is it suicidal? You assume that every creature that's not human, dwarf, or elf is going to kill us?
That's been pretty much a record, yeah. Pretty much.
Really? Well, the Goliaths didn't kill us.
I'm willing to go with what Grim thinks. He seems like someone who should know something about that. One of us has to give, because we were 2 versus 2. I'm willing to concede and say, hey, whatever you guys think is fine. Let's go
Right.
hole up somewhere if that's what you want to do.
I
Lex, are you
applaud
fine with that?
I just don't think that showing up at a crucial moment it's like showing up at someone's house right before dinner time. You know, if you call them and talk to them first and make arrangements, it's a lot easier than if you just
Bring a
show
bottle
up
of wine.
unannounced. Well, no, but like if you show up at something significant unannounced, that's, you know, conspicuous and rude.
I agree with you, but I'm going to go with these 2 this time because they're obviously not giving in, and we have to do something. Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, Tom is also going to say this is a bit like the wedding, where if anyone should please say now, the objection phase. I think we can do some scouting.
You have to be invited first, unless you just go around
Crashing the wedding is what he's saying.
showing up at weddings and objecting.
No, the church service.
Sure.
I forget the terminology. If
Weddings.
there's anyone here.
If you just walk into a church and object, you have to know that there's a wedding there.
Well, we know the wedding's happening. It's at midnight on the full moon.
Whatever. Lex just shakes his head.
Well, hopefully not like the Kill Bill wedding.
Yeah.
So,
All right. So what are we doing then?
All right.
We're just going to wait until...
Yeah, we can scout around like what Tom was saying, like just to see where they might be coming from. Might be a good.
Well, I wonder if
hold on.
some of the
Let me just
humans...
answer. Wait. Before we go down another rabbit hole, let's just answer that question. Lex has told you he has found tracks. So that is a known. And to be clear, I'm not trying to. I'm not suggesting one course of action or another course of action is true. I want to make sure everyone's aware of what is known, because it sounds like some folks are not hearing that. So there is definitely
to follow the tracks is what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
just to see where they go. Like that's.
Oh, you are fine with that.
Well, following to see where they go. I don't want to talk to anybody of these guys. I just want to see where they go.
Oh, okay. All right, good. Let's do that then. I'm in.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much time do you want to devote to that? Because these tracks will take you several hours to follow.
That
And I'm
works.
assuming it's a mix of folks in the air and folks on the ground.
Okay. Yep.
That works. I'll be in the air.
Okay.
I will send my griffin up with you guys, and I will track the tracks from the ground.
Okay.
I will track as well.
I'm fine with you guys tracking from Griffin back on the ground, if you like.
Nice.
Yeah. If nothing else I learned from the show Man Tracker, you can easily do that.
Especially when the footprints are like this big.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot. It's this thing does not seem to be making a great deal of effort to try and conceal its tracks either. So you're quite easily able to follow it down. Let's go to the big map to show you where those big tracks go. All right, so you guys have landed here at. Let me shift ping to bring you guys over here. Boom. You had landed at Yarlmoot. The tracks head south and then slightly to the southeast. They are down in this direction. It takes you about, probably most of the rest of the morning to make your way down to the lowlands here, and then wind your way through here over to about here. There is a small, you're passing through small copses of trees and such, and I think it will be, who else is aloft? Is it both Tom and Grim who are airborne?
Yeah, I don't have tracking, so...
Yeah.
Okay, so what you guys would spot is that set against the side of a small, what do you call it, a small hill or a cliffside, there is a lean-to that has been cobbled together with very large trees. Several of the trees that have been collected near here have been yanked out and set up as a kind of lean-to. There is a camp, and based on the size of the campfire and the massive boulders that have been pulled up to serve as kind of sitting places, you would guess that this is something much larger than a man that has made camp here. So you guys are right now... Oh, wrong button. Right over here. So Grim and Tom, you can fly down and let the guys know that that's what you're seeing, and it is about that. You don't see any sign of the camp's inhabitant right now, but you were only about... This is about maybe mid-afternoon right now.
All right. All right, I swoop down and tell him, let him know what's going on.
How far away are we from it right now?
It would take you maybe about 10 minutes, 15 minutes to get there. Faster if you're in the air.
Oh, we have to investigate, don't we? We're already here. It's like the snowball effect.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys...
I'm going to hop on Fury and head that direction.
Okay. By land or by air?
Fury is my griffin. I'm going to hop on, so I'm going to fly.
Okay. How high up do you wish to be when you approach the camp?
22 feet.
Ooh, nape of the earth. I guess Lex proved why you don't want to go too high. Lex, what about yourself?
Yeah, I'll fly around the same height, I guess.
Okay. So you guys go flying into this camp, kind of, if this were a film version, you guys would have, Ride of the Valkyries playing as your low-flying griffins come in. What about Tom and Grim? What altitude are you guys at? Or are you letting these two investigate and then waiting to see what happens?
I'm going to let them...
Probably about 50 feet up from them to the rear.
Okay.
Just as act as cover.
Okay.
Let's see, what can I be... trying to see what fireball range would be. What that is. Fireball range is 10 yards plus 10 yards of level, so 60... 60 yards plus 60 yards, 70 yards, 210 feet. All right, I'll be about 210 feet behind.
There is absolutely no way that you would be able to judge a specific distance like that.
Okay.
In which case, what metagaming gets you is the reverse of the benefit of the doubt, and you are out of range for your spell. So
True.
Enjoy that.
I'll just a ways away.
He's wearing a helmet and he's got like goggles on the other side, so he can do like range.
Okay. So then, what you guys see as Lex and Store, you guys go racing into camp, and remember that they have to be moving at a minimum of 50 feet per round, a maximum of about 200 if if you really want to zip through. There doesn't appear to be anyone in camp as you race through it, though. Although I think the whatever griffin is first kind of cranes its head to the side and kind of caws out. And you look in that direction, what you can see is there are about 3 like reindeer or elk or something that are being dressed on a rack. From this height and this speed, you're not able to really get a close and detailed examination of the place, but the size of everything that's here, this appears to be whatever made those tracks, Lex. It's likely here where this thing is making camp. There are some supplies around here as well too, much again like about 3 times the size of what a man would use, but no sign of the camp's inhabitant.
Does it look like a single person's camp then? We're pretty sure.
If you judge the size,
one bedroll.
Yeah, if you appropriate, there's no bedroll in there whatsoever. Though there is like pine needles and stuff like that that have been strewn out beneath the lean-to. It is you would guess it's one person. There is also carved into the side of the cliff face as well. There is a symbol. Does anyone have religion? Either Lex or Store? No? Okay. So no idea what it might be. So after you make your first pass through there, and you fly around, what do you guys do next?
Let's head back.
Motion to Store, like point to the ground. See if he.
He wants to. I'm more of. I'm going to fly over by Lex. And, I mean, where is this guy? We'd be shouting. We'd be shouting, right? Because we're
For
50.
sure.
We'd be spinning, like maybe go up a little ways and do like a circle right where these guys can maybe hear us or below. Because I mean, he might have seen us and is hiding, but I mean, interesting.
Lex, I think just as a ranger, if you've got nothing else going on in camp and you want to eat, why would you not just spend your time, especially in this cold, looking for hunting? There's still several hours left in the day, so.
Yeah.
That's when I used our time. Griffins need to eat too.
Lex shouts out, "Hunting!"
You want to go hunting? All right, I'll land. Lex wants to land. I'll land.
Okay. So you guys land. Tom and Grim keeping watch overhead. Tom much closer than what Grim is. And
I'm orbiting at about 50 or 60 feet to
Okay.
provide.
So again, remember that this thing can only make a pass in the same region every 30. This is not a helicopter. This is a biplane.
No, it's
so you're circling overhead.
Going round and round.
Yep. Oh, one thing
You'll
that I
have to
forgot to
decide.
mention as well, too. There are an inordinate amount of ravens surrounding the top of Yarmouth, circling over it as well. So you guys land in this camp, and once you get down here, this, the accumulation of snow that's come over the past weeks or whatnot, it's much easier to see what is tracking here. And from the tracks that are being that are easily made and sort of the stride, I think you'd estimate this thing's got to be about like between 20 and 25 feet tall if it has the dimensions of a man.
Well, even just noticing the size of the feet, how would that compare to the frost giant that was on the mammoth?
Comparable, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
As soon as you see something like that, you'd be like sizing them up, like, "Whoa, that's tall."
Yeah, and like with giants, it's always sort of like it's more important. It's the scale of them. This thing is almost twice the size of that Verbeeg that you guys had faced, or those Verbeeg you faced way back at the last step in the Dwarven Valley.
Okay.
So
What did you want, Lex?
Well, I don't know. Just want to look around, I guess, see. Maybe they're gone hunting, or maybe they.
You can see in the lean-to there are some things that have been left there. There's a kill pile or something a little ways off from the camp, where you can find bones of. There's some wolves in there. There are more elk. It seems that whatever's been here has been. It's tough to judge how much a giant eats, but it's definitely been here for a couple of days, or for a few days, I should say.
So the mark doesn't have a word. It doesn't mean a word in Jotun.
No. Well,
no.
It actually is a word. There is a word in amongst the symbol that's been carved in there, and the word is Thrym.
That wasn't one of the names, though. That was.
So, what do you guys wish to do? How much time do you want to spend in this camp, I suppose?
Not much.
I don't know. I'll just tell Stora. It looks like they've gone hunting or something. That you would.
If you guys want, if both of you want to make another tracking check here too, we'll do it just like group checks, where if you roll a nat 20, you fail, but otherwise we'll take the best one.
Nope.
You have 4 points of astonishing fortune if you wish.
Well, did Stork succeed?
No.
No, Lex rolled a 20. I think that's the issue.
I'll try this again.
Okay.
Okay, I'll use point.
All right, so you have 3 points of astonishing fortune
Oh,
left.
brutal.
Oh
So
my
we still
god.
fail.
All right, so you know what? Like you're trying. What I was gonna get you to roll for is to see if you could judge how many are here, and it's just this camp has been well trodden over the time that it's been here, so it's tough to tell whether. What I can tell you is like there's no more than 5, but whether there's that many is tough to tell. Between 1 and 5 giants.
I'm not sure why, but Store feel like it's not treating this Jotun as a immediate enemy. He's more feels like he's trespassing on a place he shouldn't be.
Yeah.
So I feel like, I mean, this guy isn't necessarily our enemy. I mean, we're going to his ancestors to try and get information. But I mean, in the past, Frost Jotun fought with Auril, right?
Some serve her. Some they have their own gods.
Okay.
Like there are your character is not sure what they are, but I mean, many of the species in the Forgotten Realms all have their own, deities they answer to. And their deities may have overlap for their different regions, but yeah, from what you've heard, Auril is not one that is among the Frost Giants.
Okay, and like it wasn't like Frost Giants didn't fight with the Black Spire or Dark Spire last time in the Legends or anything.
So there were some Frost Giants who fought with, like 100 years ago. Yeah, there were a couple of Frost Giants or a few, I should say, who fought with Akar Kessel's army, but that's more a reflection of like where their race is now. They fought with orcs and hobgoblins and verbeegs and some Frost Giants, right? The Frost Giants now are raiders and, warriors and bandits and mercenaries at times for fell armies, but that more speaks to, they're kind of like,
ragged tribesmen or whatever, or anyone really.
Yeah, like any sort of primitive culture that is warrior focused. That's what these guys continue to operate under. And Akar Kessel did not serve Auril. Akar Kessel served himself. The threat of Auril is something different that's come to the Icewind Dale. The fact that Akar Kessel is at least claiming, or someone claiming to be Akar Kessel has returned, and that there's another crystal tower, albeit a black one, that's strange. And a strange coincidence. The legends say Akar Kessel died, but, he would not be the first necromancer to have a contingency plan.
That was it his minion that we spoke to in the Dwarven Deep Down?
Whoever that was, that thing that claimed to be Akar Kessel.
Yeah, we thought he wasn't being totally true. Yeah, okay. I thought the name was familiar.
He had a cloaker under his command.
Yeah, so it almost, I'm starting to think that it is like, it's not Auril that's the power, it's not Akar Kessel, something else is getting all this stuff against us. All right, we should get out of here.
The DM. Fuck that dungeon master. I roll initiative against him.
No. But I'm just saying, like, maybe even it's one of the ships from Aluskin, but they could be being manipulated as well. Someone is behind all of these, but I don't know what it is.
The ships are largely subservient to the Arcane Brotherhood. The ships fight amongst themselves, but they fight amongst themselves at the behest. The Arcane Brotherhood is a squabbling, imagine, Hogwarts, but everyone fucking hates each other, and actively tries to undermine. That's kind of what the Arcane Brotherhood
But they don't kill each other, right? They don't kill each other. I mean, they might, but not openly, because then the other guys would come against them or something.
It's a matter of, like, if you can get away with it, maybe. Or if you're powerful enough that people can't challenge you from it, then sure. But they're happy to... if you fail in that, to have the full wrath come down on you. Legend is that Akar Kessel was on the poor end of a power play among the Arcane Brotherhood when he was cast out originally.
Question: What is the relationship of the Arcane Brotherhood to Candlekeep?
Absolutely none.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
They're both wizards, right?
Yeah, Candlekeep happens to be a repository of knowledge and things like that, but they're not. Candlekeep isn't a power player the way that, like, the the Magister is, or the way that the Blackstaff is in Waterdeep, or the Red Wizards of Thay. That's the sort of what the Arcane Brotherhood is the poor man's version of the Red Wizards of Thay. Because the Red Wizards of Thay, they also struggle amongst each other, but they have unified enough to master an entire powerful nation. The Arcane Brotherhood actually is only recently reestablishing itself after basically imploding. And when that happened, the ships were all left fighting amongst themselves because their patrons from the various members of the Brotherhood, of the Arcane Brotherhood, weren't there to help them out. So when Storr left Luskan at first, I mean, he may have had his own reasons as well, but it also was in a city that was a quite dangerous city, even more dangerous when suddenly all, structure and whatnot that was afforded by the Arcane Brotherhood was gone. Does that help?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we should get the hell out of here. You said we had a camp or something, you said?
Yep, you guys, I think it's right up here on the far side. Let me get my
Let's head back there.
right over here.
Right,
Let's go there.
Let's zip over there.
Okay.
And maybe we can keep an eye up, get on that peak once in a while, or one of us can go above or whatever and spot around to see if anything's coming.
It's a couple of days off still, too. But what do you guys want? Sorry, Dave, I'll let you talk in just one sec here. One thing to think of is how you want to approach this as well, too. Whether you want to go at sundown and then be there for when the full moon rises, or whether you want to go closer to midnight, like you said, Homs. Sorry, Dave, go ahead.
Lex was just going to say, there's not a lot of time left to hunt, so we could also circle back here when it starts to get dark, and perhaps the giants or giant will have returned, and we'll be able to get a better idea of who's here and how many. And
we can always do another day. When it said full moon, well, obviously we don't have clocks, so I'm just to think when a moon is rising, maybe when the moon is its apex would be the time, I would imagine. But I
think that's what he's asking us, is what time do we want to show up?
Yeah. What you've heard is that they appear under the full moon. That's it.
So do we know when the moon's rising?
I say we show up about midday.
Yeah.
once we see it rising.
So time.
Well, even
get an
before it
idea.
rises. Sorry.
I was going to say, well, we can watch where it's rising now because it's almost full moon, and presumably when it's above the horizon, we want to aim for that sort of time, maybe 20 minutes before. And presumably we can get an idea of the time from tonight.
So the distance, it will take you guys about 40 minutes by Griffin to fly from where you are to get to Yarmouth.
Okay.
Just to plan your day, because I'm thinking you can fly 30 miles in a day, and that's tracking at 8 hours a day, or 8 hours of travel. So I think that works out to about, hold on, that's a fourth of that, is that right? Maybe it's longer. Maybe it's a little bit longer. Anyway. Let's see here. How many do you travel per hour? Let's see. 5 by 8. 3.75 miles. Yeah, so I'm right. Yeah, about 40 minutes. Why did I doubt myself? I had it right the first time. So then, what do you guys wish to do with the rest of your day? By the time you get back to your camp, it'll be evening. It will be growing dark, and once again, you'll see that the shimmering aurora borealis of Auro will be appearing above you. Nothing?
Do we have
I don't think I
Well-
have anything.
Might be
Well, what
worth
do we
picking up
Guys, one at a time.
some firewood.
Put your hands up if you want to talk right now. It sounds like there's 3 people who want to. All right, so let's go. Brandon, you first. What do you say?
Well, I was just gonna say that if we're gonna spend some time camping, I've got some spells I could copy.
Again, you need to spend your whole day doing that if you're
Oh, yeah.
copying spells.
Oh yeah, but if we're spending the 3 days or whatever until this full moon, then
Okay, so then let's just
Yeah.
deal with that on a day-by-day basis. Mo, what do you want to say?
Sounds good.
Well, he was going to suggest maybe we grab some firewood on the way back.
on from Griffin back, or do you mean from this camp here?
No, not from his camp, but you said there were other trees around.
Yep. How would you do that on a Griffin? You don't have access to that haversack.
Oh, of course. Oh, well, maybe that's a time for make a note of where they are, because we've got enough firewood, I think. All right.
Okay. Lex, you were trying to say something too, or Dave?
I was going to ask us what we had for food supplies.
I think it's in the party. Yeah, party supplies here.
Right.
We've actually got a handout for that stuff right now.
Yeah, but I wasn't sure what we were carrying, because a lot of that was either we were carrying it on rams, or we had additional Goliaths were carrying additional food.
So why don't you transfer out how much? So 50 iron rations is going to be quite heavy. It's 80 pounds of firewood. The way we've been tracking what you can carry on your Griffin is on your person. Just track on your person what you can carry, and that will correspond to what how it's going to what do you call it? How it's going to encumber the Griffin. So can you guys split 80 pounds amongst the four of you?
In terms of hitting our max carry, you mean?
In terms, assuming you can go to about half of that.
Well, mine's 135.
Part of me says that this it's more bulk than it is. Like if you're carrying 8 days of firewood, it was easy to do on a ram.
Yep.
But Griffins don't exactly have like giant saddlebags and stuff.
No.
And they've got wings.
Yeah.
Try and keep them.
All right. Well, maybe we'll park that.
Well, no, that's something we need to know how much you have, Mo. That's the consumption and survival stuff is a key part of this campaign. You can't park that.
Unfortunately, I looked at the player loot, and I think who was it that had the haversack? Because they said they put it in there.
Yeah, that's
So
Gorwin.
We could take some out of there. Is what he's saying.
Let's
we could
assume
have
what I'm
whatever
saying.
we want.
Yeah, what you can redistribute that stuff around yourself so that you've got access to that.
Okay.
I can do almost 80, or I can do about 30 pounds.
Okay. So let's say you got 3 days of firewood for you, and that's really all you'll need until the full moon. And then you in a day. Go ahead, Dave. No, go ahead, Dave.
I was going to say, everybody just want to take like a day of firewood and 10 iron rations.
Yeah.
Say that the rest is distributed among characters.
Light encumbrance is 174 for me.
Okay.
Jeez.
So then, boy, I'm trying to find my complete wilderness. I think I put it in a safe spot, and then I don't know where the hell that is.
Safe.
So store and lek. Store and lek.
That's why it's best to
The
have
hill
two
next
copies.
to where the hill where the figure is. That's where our sort of base camp is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, where the token is right now, that is where your camp is.
Okay.
So guys, we'll mark off 1 ration of firewood for today, and mark off 4 rations for what you guys are eating today. And that Anna is reminding me that we're going to take our mid-session break, and we'll see what happens tonight. So we'll be back checking my chat, and then we will carry on with the rest of the evening. So back momentarily, folks.
Frost.
I was just checking the temperature. I was trying to get the dog outside. With the wind chill, it's fucking minus 34 here today. It is brutal out there. Eesh. All right. So, howdy, everybody. Let's see. Fred, good morning. Time for some more Quarantine Crusade. You know it. Brian, welcome. Howdy, howdy. Crumb, what's going on? Ice King, hello. No match missiles yet. Maybe some giant-sized ones coming soon. Jeffrey, good morning to you as well. Ack, howdy, howdy. A brisk as fuck Griffin ride. It most definitely is. Good lord. Oh, man. Okay. G-Man, howdy, howdy, and welcome. Hope the weekend's treating you well. Let's see, everyone else. Yes. Ack says, it's dumb, but when I do winter camping near the mountains, I find myself thinking a lot about dumb elf games when I'm slurping some evening soup. I most definitely agree with that. I did about 5 years back, I did a road trip through California where I camped all the way along the coastline, and it was every place I stopped off, I was just drawing in ideas, because there's so many different biomes going from north to south in California that I was thinking about different D&D related stuff. And I actually, because it was a road trip, I was able to bring a bunch of my stuff, so I was reading first edition D&D stuff, or AD&D stuff along my whole way, and looking at encounter charts and being like, ooh, in the Redwoods I'd encounter a griffin, or a green dragon. It was pretty great. Okay. I think it's also some learned behavior, because I, as a kid, I played a shit ton of role-playing games when we were camping. So, it's a natural association. Hope everyone is having a great weekend, and I hope that the weather is more forgiving where you are than it is here today. And while we're waiting for Dave, I'll see if I can find my small copy of Ultimate Wilderness. Where did I put it? Not there. Not there. Oh, you know what? I bet you I put it in the other room. I moved some other books out of here to the other room, and I bet you I accidentally brought it with me. Not to worry. Got my other stuff here. Okay, so. Dave, have you taken a look at the weather yet today?
Yeah, and then the only way to survive this weather is to look at Winnipeg's weather.
Yeah, totally true.
It's like Winnipeg was minus 49 yesterday, or minus 47, something like that. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just that mild winter we got. We're paying for it now. It's supposed to be like this all fucking week, too. I'm glad I've got nowhere to go. So, all right. So then, guys, okay, so we're back. So with what I can tell you is that evening passes without incident. So the morning comes. Let's see. Dave, now that you're back, would you mind being our weatherman again?
Do the Griffins have a carrying capacity?
Let's see here.
Because I was just trying to think this out in game terms. Like, well, even if the characters have like really strong frames and we can carry tons, it all has to go on the Griffin's back somehow.
Yeah, and what I'm saying, that's why I decided just to restrict it to the personal carry things rather than figure out what Griffin saddlebags would be like and stuff. But just give me a sec here. Wilderness Survival Guide does have that information, I think, in it. Let's see here. Not for griffins. For other normal animals.
Okay.
Yep.
Go with what we got then.
Okay. Hey, they have giant ram encumbrance though. Pretty awesome. No joke, they really do. That's awesome. Well, I'm gonna check one more source, just to double check, because I mean, if we can track that stuff, that would be ideal. Let's see here. For those listening at home, forgive us for having to look this up. It's just one of those things where we look it up once, we won't have to look it up again.
Trying to decide if I should delete Bocho's information off my character sheet.
Ooh.
Or if I should just save it for another day.
He may be back. Who knows?
The big mass battle at the end, I think they're all going to make an appearance. And if they don't, there'll be a war story where we're just playing Goliaths.
Yeah. There's a good chance of a war story with Goliath, for sure. You guys did a great job of bringing personality to those guys. Okay. Without having them take over as being main characters, I mean. I'm telling them, Anna. She was a huge fan of how you guys play them, particularly Gernig. Yeah, all right. So I think we can say that it has, let's say, half the capacity of a pony. And that'll account for the fact that it's somewhat lighter bone. I mean, these things are flying predators too, so like they're not like all bird boned. And they've got the 7 hit dice they have tells me that they're quite a solid animal.
I was wondering, like, you could do a Weemic. You could see like how much a Weemic can carry, maybe.
Yeah, that's actually not probably. Yeah, actually, I can tell you because I got my complete.
But Weemics don't have wings, so that kind of changes things.
I imagine carrying capacity
have
flying would be lower than for on the ground.
They Wemics also have like half the hit dice of Griffins as well too, so they're smaller. They're not. They are large-sized creatures, or they count as large-sized creatures. But let's see here. Encumbrance. It's a good way of looking up the.
On Reddit, it looks like someone was trying to find the Griffin encumbrance information.
Yep. Didn't find.
I don't know. I haven't went through it all yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's in the.
It says Wilderness Survival Guide, page 47, has some information.
It's for normal animals, I think. Oh, not for. Let's see here.
Oh, it just says flying mount then.
Ah, okay. 47. Here we go. Other fantastic. Yes, it does. Fantastic. Thank you, Reddit. All right, this is in coins, so I think it's a tenth of this is what we want, because I think it's 10 coins make a pound in AD&D. 5 coins make a pound in AD&D second, though. Griffin, normal load is up to 5,500 coins, which is 550 pounds. So, yeah, I think that's right.
That's the total, or that's unencumbered?
That is up to its normal load. Let's see here.
So you got to account for ourselves and our saddles. Plus. Don't suppose there's stats for how much a Griffin's saddle weighs.
Mm-hmm. The same as any saddle, I would imagine.
Yeah. I think we did confirm that they do have like holsters or places to stick bows and stuff.
1/10 of a pound. So they get 550. So, and that's going to include yourselves as well too. So what you guys weigh will be factoring into that stuff. What it means is that I think that you will easily be able to fit all the stuff that's in his bag. You guys will be able to distribute amongst yourselves. So you can assume you've got access to the full supplies that are in there. And you guys did have time with the dwarves where they were fussing around with the saddles. So you can figure out some kind of saddle bag system to go with them as well. And it is, I just double checked, it is 1/10 is the coin weight in AD&D first. So, yeah, I think you guys are well underweight for your thing. You're going to want to invest in a adult red dragon at some point, though, because that's got an 1,800 pound weight. All right.
That's next on the. That's next.
Next on the list. Okay. All right, so then, guys, now let's roll for weather. Let's check with weather for the day. Okay. There is precipitation, but it's not a lot of wind, and it is a shit ton of snow coming down today. So it's very similar to the weather when you guys flew out. You guys flew out in this condition as well, too. So, what do you guys wish to... You are near the water or the river as well, too. So I'm going to assume you've got free access to water each day. You don't need to worry about that. Let me see if anything interesting happens today. Okay. All right. Okay. What do you guys wish to do with your day? What are you thinking?
I said I'm going to copy. I'm going to try to copy. And I checked for this earlier. I'm going to check for glitter dust. That's what I'm going to try to copy.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
So let me check. So let me see how many days that's going to take.
Well, see if you can learn it first.
We went through all those spells in that spell book when we first got it. There was like 2 or 3 of them I couldn't do.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, so like that was one we did.
Okay.
All right, so
what are the rest of you guys doing for your day? Grim is going to be hunkered down working on spells.
I think we should have someone here keeping watch with Grim, and then we should also maybe have a flyer or have someone go to the top of this hill to look, keep watch.
Could do. You mean just fly over there and just hang around for an hour or so just to see what's happening?
They don't even have to fly over there. I just want to make sure nothing sneaks up on us. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you mean like where you immediately are, you mean?
Yeah, because we could probably see for like a little while, almost a couple miles.
It's heavy snow today, so it's
so no one can see us. So maybe we should just hunker down and just let it snow and not worry about it.
Okay. So then, guys,
it's cold out there. I feel like we should do the Let It Snow song together.
Lex, go ahead and give us a percentile roll, please. Ooh. You may have actually come across
Would we heal? Would we heal?
Yes, overnight. I don't think no one's got the healing proficiency. Nope. So 1 hit point back, guys. And no one has herbalism.
43 nights, I'll be back to full.
Baby, it's cold out there.
Okay. He's really wanting to sing that.
I don't even know the words.
Okay. All right. So. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing here. Sorry, Dave. If someone's got either fishing or survival, you can actually try fishing as well too, because you got that access to the river. Okay, so nothing in the morning. Dave, sorry, it took a long time to give you a bad answer. You want to try in the evening? Give us another roll there, Dave. Nothing happens during the day, I can tell you. No, can't. Nada. Anyone want to fish for your day? No? Nope. Okay, then, guys. End of the day, apart from having to dig out your camp maybe partway through the day otherwise passes uneventfully. It's just like the day you guys arrived here, where there's lots of snowfall, but there's almost no wind. The griffins take off at one point to go and feed for themselves, but then they do return to your camp. And that is it for the day. So, Grim, you need another day for...
3 days.
Okay.
That's 1 day.
Okay, so 1 day down. Good. Then, for your... that's now down to the next morning. Dave, why don't you give us a check for weather? Oh, mark off another day of firewood and another 4 rations too, please.
Yeah, I just did.
Okay, great. All right, so then, Dave, we got no precipitation today, almost no wind, and slightly overcast skies. So this is actually an ideal day for reconnoitering. If you guys wish, you'll have terrific visibility, no snow blindness, no wind to cause problems for your griffins. And it's 2 days until the full moon. Let's mark off another set of rations, mark off another day of firewood. Let's see what happens today, if anything.
Anybody want to go out, go for some flying?
Yeah, I was going to say, Tom was going to say at least maybe one or two of us ought to just quickly fly past Jarmuth, and then swing back. Okay. I was thinking what we could do is have people go up throughout the day for like 30 or 40 minutes just to circle around about 500 feet up. Because Tom was going to saying at the night, during the night, I wonder if some of these Luskans are also on the same track we are. And they may also have found out about the full moon. Just wonder if we're going to have more than one group of people trying to talk to the spirits.
Didn't we just barely figure this out by a dwarf who somehow accidentally learned?
Yeah, a journal.
Yeah.
Well, who knows what else they've stolen?
True.
Well, they because they keep track of what's in there. They have the only thing that they know was missing was the what do you call it? Was the that Netherese artifact. That's why it was significant. Is that that's the only thing that was stolen.
Well, they may have other sources of arcane knowledge, being
arguing with
the
the
arcane brotherhood.
Let's just, guys.
Well, no, this is
to keep things on a productive planning basis too. It may be best not to just start telling stories based on nothing that you guys know. And I don't mean that to be insulting Mo whatsoever. It's just that this is the problem with Shadowrun is sometimes we get lost. People get caught up in planning and whatnot, and when you're not even planning based on any evidence whatsoever, then it's just speculating and storytelling. And I'm not sure with a group our size that that's productive. Now the guys, what is everyone? So it sounds like Tom is going to fly and make sure that no one is at Jarmuth. Grim is working on his magic again. Store and Lex, what do you want to do this day?
I got nothing to do.
I'll go hunting again.
I got nothing I want to do.
Okay. Sitting around camp. I mean, as a veteran, I imagine you've got lots of experience sitting around camp and trying to amuse yourself.
Yes.
Keeps checking in on Grim's tent. You sure you don't want to gamble?
Yeah, exactly.
I got dice. All right, so in the morning you find nothing. However, Tom, on your way back from Jarmuth, so you fly out in the morning again. It only takes you about 45 minutes to get there. It's unusually, in spite of the heavy snowfall from yesterday, Jarmuth is scoured clean by the winds, though the rest of the mountain seems to be cloaked in it. And on your way back, about maybe about a mile on the far side of the hill that you guys have camped on, there is a herd of 20 elk that you spot.
Okay, I'll try not to spook them. And then I'm going to go back to camp and suggest we do some more griffin back hunting.
Okay. So Thomas arrives back in camp. Lex, unfortunately, on land you weren't able to find anything. However, it seems like Thomas spotted a bunch of elk. What do you guys wish to do?
So this would be sort of this side of the hill, presumably.
Correct, yeah.
We can go griffin back hunting.
Okay. So
I'll protect Grim.
Okay. Grim, since I'm protecting you, have I mentioned that I've got a set of dice on?
I'm just gonna say I relate a lot to this, given my current. I work with somebody who has less responsibilities with me and my job, and I'm trying to do stuff, and like this is exactly what that's like. You're not doing anything.
Yeah. All right. So let's see here. So Lex, how do you want to approach the hunting here? Each of these things will take 4 hits to down. But you count, because you've got the hunting proficiency, you count as 2 hits for each hit.
So if I try to shoot bow while the griffin is flying, do I have to make some kind of a check? Or...
It's not an attack roll. We'll treat it like normal hunting. What I'll say is that just to account for the inaccuracy of flying from griffin back is just that we will say that you're not able to get more. You're not able to down any more than usual for now.
Sure.
Okay. So let's do this. Let's say I'll set it at 5. I'm going to make it 2 easier for you. So the hunting difficulty is going to be at a 4. So what I need from both Tom and Lex is to give us a D10 roll. You want to roll higher than a 4, 5 or higher. Nice. And Tom, unfortunately, is having a little more difficulty with firing from horseback. He has spooked the herd. So, Lex, you got 2 hits on one. Tom got 1 hit on one. That one is injured. You can definitely track that one if you like. And I'll let you down that automatically, just because it's not, if you're firing from the air, it's not going to have a chance to injure you. So you drop 1, but you'd have to spend time tracking the herd if you want to drop another one.
I'll track the herd.
No.
Okay. Give us a tracking check, please. Awesome. Yep. So you got 1 downed. And Lex, you're able to find the direction that the herds go. You hop back onto Violet, take to the air, and you're able to catch up. Tom, I'm assuming you are following along. So, guys, let's do it once again. Starting at a D10 roll, please. And 1 is injured. The rest of the herd takes off. Tom, unfortunately, spooks them. So... you can track down this last one, and Lex, you down it from the air. You have 2 down so far. Would you like to try and find the herd again?
Well, I think there's only a small group of us, and 2 elk are quite a lot of meat. I think taking any more would just be a bit too much, really.
You do have 2 days until the full moon, so you could spend tomorrow, Lex, like stripping every amount of meat from those things. You guys could get like close to 40 rations, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We'll just use the griffins to grab the elk, and we'll drive them back.
Sure. Great. Then, what that means is... yeah, you can get 20 rations from each.
So before we try to drag them back, though, Lex will actually gut them in the field, and that way they'll be lighter and easier to carry. And
sure. Yep. And a lot of those tasty bits you can probably toss to the griffins now.
That's what he was thinking. He's like, oh, here's like liver.
Awesome.
Like, hey, Tom, does your griffin like liver? No? Well, how about some stomach? Here's
nice. Awesome. All right, so you return to camp with these the dressed carcasses and your griffins with full of tasty little treats. Do you think to save any for Store or Grimm's Griffin?
Yeah, I think we would have, for sure.
Yeah, okay.
Besides, we don't want our griffins like totally full when they have to start dragging carcasses because they'll want to take a nap.
Yeah. Get up, you lazy git. Rolls on its back.
It's having like a turkey coma,
All right. So you guys make your way back to camp, and then Lex, you take... start getting in for the gruesome work before you. Apart from that, guys, the day is uneventful. So that night, the night passes once again. Beautiful clear skies, slightly overcast skies, but you still see the shimmering presence of Auril in the sky. Following day, weatherman. Let's see what the weather's like today. Only 1 day till the full moon. So there is snow. There is some wind. But the snow... so the wind is... let's see here. Wind's only moderate, so that's good. And it is... Oh, wait, wrong one. Heavy snow once again. So today is going to be a very difficult day to get any cover, but you will be able to... It's a good day to just be working on these 2 carcasses. So you can add 20 rations that will spoil in 1 week to your supplies. Next time you're in town, it might be worth picking up the stuff you need to to treat it for salt it and whatnot, and have it be iron rations instead.
Yeah, but we can also eat the fresh meat for the next couple of days instead of...
Yep, absolutely. It's in freezing conditions too. I've been letting the rations last for double the length because of assuming you're doing that Manitoba Christmas trick of keeping your turkey outside. This is so fucking cold anyway.
Or the Manitoba beer fridge, where you get I don't know if you guys know this, but we have this joke in Manitoba about a Manitoba beer fridge, and it's literally when the snow comes up to your back door and it drifts and it becomes this wall of snow. People will open their door and just pop a bunch of beers into the snow, and then you've got
yeah.
Probably do that in northern U.S. too, I would imagine.
Yeah.
I think Minnesota might have something like that.
All right. So then, guys, what? So that's what you got for the day. Let's see if anything interesting happens today, too. Okay. All right. So then, guys, that evening, or that day, so we know Grim is working on his spells. Lex is treating the carcasses today. Store and Tom, do you guys have anything you wish to do today? Mark off another firewood and another 4 rations, please. These can be from the new one.
I feel like Store's just been sitting around like a lion, lazing about. But keeping an eye out, though, to make sure Grim doesn't get snuck up on. He's got his hands in one part of his pockets, the other one resting on his belly. Can't. That was
Grim,
great elk.
Oh, man. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So that evening, let's get you guys to the old campsite here. I'll zoom out a scooch. Here we go. Do I have everyone who's here today? Yes, I do. Would you guys give me a D4 roll, please?
Choose on watch.
1. Sitting out, scritching his belly. Let's see here.
How many self-rolled surprise things have we had? It's got
a lot.
It's got to be a 75% chance that, not 75% chance, but the outcome is more heavily weighted to somebody rolling themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, it is most definitely more often. You guys, and oh shit, I left a book in the other room. I'll be right back.
I don't know how many times Dorman or John has rolled, but it's Dorman up on watch, or I rolled myself. Drew's on watch. Here we have Mr. Hobbs doing the store.
That's right.
All right. I went to bed last night reading AD&D books, and I forgot to bring them back in. Where is this thing? I need. Oh, here we go. Brilliant. Okay. Okay. Store, you're on watch. Would you kindly give me, Store, a D10 roll?
Here we go.
Nice. Excellent. Then... Oh, it's heavy snowfall today, too. Shoot.
That's good to see. You didn't roll less than a 3.
Most definitely. All right.
Most definitely.
Would you give me a... Let me roll for them here. Give me a 4d6 roll, please.
That's how many arrows you take in the eye before you realize.
Yeah. Remember the spider gnomes? How awesome those were?
Yeah, I wouldn't exactly use the same word, but
I don't know.
Exactly an average roll. Isn't that funny?
Okay.
But store is nothing average.
Most definitely not. Why? Oh, I didn't. Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's funny. So I shot my tutorial stream yesterday, and I genuinely thought, I was like, I don't know if I can keep talking for that entire length of time.
We have faith in you, Kev. We have faith
Almost 3 hours straight of nonstop talking.
Wow.
Yep. Turns out running commentary is not a problem for me. All right, let's find a place here. I love that you guys laughed at it too. All right.
It's like when you made that short tutorial for Shadowrun. And you're like, oh, I tried to do a 10-minute tutorial, but, it turned into half an hour. And I'm like, it's still only half an hour. It was only 29 minutes and change. So that's pretty good.
Yep. Alrighty. And I appreciate you guys all watching it too. That was very much appreciated.
Well, that helped to understand the game. So, in fact, I recommend you doing that for any time we're running a new game that people haven't played. That's a quick little tutorial on how the system works.
One, it's good. I think like what I will do next time. I have shared for those listening at home. I did share it on what do you call it? The Discord server, but because it was geared specifically towards just the things that were going to happen in the game, I chose not to make it a public video. So if you are interested in finding it, you can find it linked on the Assorted Games channel, but it doesn't cover everything. I'll do that. You know what I'll do? We've got Pendragon coming up, and we've got Savage Worlds coming up for the next charity session. I'll maybe shoot videos for that and shoot them in such a way that I'll share them with the wider viewers as well. Okay, so here's what we find. Sorted channel. Yeah.
When you said it, it sounded like you said assorted channel.
Oh, assorted games.
Assorted.
Sorted.
I was doing it topless. I mean, there is that. So. Which, after spending a year indoors, like definitely the fish belly white complexion you see on the camera before you.
Oh.
I'm gonna add that assorted because that's a nice line right there. I'm gonna keep that one tight.
Definitely. Yep.
I think I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard some people messing that up before.
That's what you
Sorted,
use as
sorted.
someone who's streaming for content. We make use of the whole buffalo. So
Like,
never leave anything behind. All right.
Sounds like some solid random screed right there, Hobbs.
Yeah.
It does, man.
Mm-hmm.
A little poetry move. That's a nice little
Yeah.
spitting
right.
some rhymes.
So, Store, what's going through your mind this night? This fine night, and actually make it night for you.
I think that Store is when he's on watch, he's going to take it seriously. He's been on way too many caravans that he does to not take it seriously. Yeah. So, go ahead. Oh, he's got the light behind him. Oh, sorry. I go ahead, and then I keep talking.
You go ahead, Hobbs. What were you saying?
He's got the light behind him, so maybe he can see out over this open area before him. Because I figure we're kind of like on the low part of the hill, so we can see down, and they have to come up to get us.
Yep.
But he's still. I don't remember me being at the actual time when we saw the giants. Obviously, Store was there, but to him, it's just this interesting concept of, what's the right way to greet a giant? What's going to happen? So he's just constantly like thinking, because he is a charismatic fellow. So am I going to have to charm these ancient guys or ghosts? Will that work? So all these things are what he's pondering.
You're also thinking, like, from where the moon is right now, like, it is nearly full tonight. It's tomorrow night is the night of the full moon. So, thinking what, what you're going to be doing. I'm going to check to see what time of night you're on watch for as well. It's near morning. So the moon is already made its passage very far into the western sky. You know that it's going to be one day, and then etiquette. Dave, we had a moment where Droon's on Friday. Droon's etiquette could have come in handy. But then what you hear is a low growl off to the west, and what you can see looking over are first one set and four sets of tiny flickering eyes off in the darkness to your left. And because there's very little wind today too, you can clearly hear the of things stalking in through the darkness. And I think I'll see if I can do this here. Because it is moonlight, I wonder if I can give you some dim light here. Oh, I can. Yes.
Oh, the things that make a DM happy.
Seriously. So this is what you see. Stalking in from... I don't have one on the DM layer. Hold on.
You don't see anything, Kev, because we're...
And what it is where's my lovely handout?
Owlbear?
Not just...
Yeah.
Snowy owlbears.
I got rid of the we. It's just snowlbears.
Nice. There are 4 of these things slowly stalking in towards you.
They seem a little ways out. We'll see what they think of the fire. I'll throw a lit brand towards them. Well, maybe it's not lit. If it's the early morning or almost done, we're probably letting the fire go down. So it's probably just more embers than anything. But knock a log into it so I can start one like a limb. Other than that, though, I'll bring out my staff and give a bellow of challenge to wake up everybody too. First,
I think a quick, your eyes flash over to the ruin or the red ruin over where Lex was dressing those animals. And they come in, and again, they've got that like strange hooting growl that comes. So they're sort of, yeah.
Hooah, hooah. They're like Marines.
It sounds like the Al Pacino bear. Holy Christ. We watched Heat. Jaden hadn't seen Heat before, so we watched that last weekend. And I didn't realize before, too, but like everyone else is in one movie, and Al Pacino is in a totally different one, because he's just fucking over the moon. Everyone else is at about a 6. He's at a 17 the whole film.
It's been a while since I've seen that.
It's a fucking great film. Like, it holds up
really
well.
He's all about the detective or whatever trying to find, right? That's what I kind of remember.
Yeah.
The rest of it is just like these guys, just going at it with high-powered
Well, it's because just like, Michael Mann's films in general, like, no one has a good time in that. Everyone's going to have... Things start off kind of rocky, and you only get worse from there, but, like, everybody's so good. Val Kilmer's really good in it. De Niro's great. What's his name? Tom Sizemore is fucking awesome in that weird, like, wild-eyed kind of way that he did back in the 90s. That's great stuff. All right, so what happens, Store, as you you turn around, you can see these things start 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, slowly moving in. And as they get in, you can see like the fur has this strange kind of like shimmering quality to it, like the oil you'd see in like a bird's feathers. So it catches the fire behind you in a strange way.
Iridescence.
Yes, exactly. And they seem undaunted by what you've offered. Oh, you know what? It's also in here, though. Hold on, guys.
The Griffins.
Yeah.
It's the Griffins, Frodo. The Griffins are coming.
There we go. All right, so let's resize these suckers down here. There we go.
I was going to say, we got size advantage for the first time.
All right, and I think that we'll have Fury kind of stalk out.
Griffins and go raiding like some tiny village or something, because, you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Tired of always being the underdog.
So you do that, and then the Griffins come up. And actually, you guys outnumber them now. I mean, you always did. I just forgot. I actually think I'm going to make a morale check for these things. Let's see if they think it's worth facing you and your Griffin allies. The morale's fairly good. But once again, this is where my tendency to roll high really works in your favor, guys. I just rolled an 18 out of a possible 20 for their morale.
Oh.
So they stop, and as soon as Fury stalks forward and kind of stands next to you, Store, and kind of, squawks out a warning, the owlbears kind of...
Charge.
That's almost perfect because I said Store like growled at him and roared at him, but it's almost like Fury's like, no.
Yeah.
They run off.
I think all Lex and Tom and Grim, all of you guys, you can picture that they kind of come out of the shadows as well too, or Fury does, to back up your challenge. And these things, unless you do anything otherwise, they slink off into the darkness.
No, I like it.
They know when they're overmatched. I think the rest of you guys, you've heard Fury squawk, so the three of you jerk awake. You poke your head out of the tent, and all you see is Store kind of scritching, Fury's muzzle and tossing another bit of meat towards him. What do you say to your allies coming out?
We had a bit of company, but nothing to worry about, friends. I had to back Fury up there and chase him off. Roll my shoulders.
Yep. Apart from that, guys, there is nothing else that occurs today. So, this is the day of the full moon. Let's see what the weather is like today. Okay. Here we go.
So is this going to count as a full day for copying or not?
Yep, you have a full day, unless something else happens.
Okay.
Okay, so there's no precipitation today. There is very little wind, and it is beautiful, clear sky. So this means you will have a wonderfully unobstructed view of the moon tonight, unless something changes. So,
Well, what could change, Kev? Come on.
Oh boy. All right, here we go. Here we go. Man, I got so many books to clean up tonight. Holy shit. Okay. And all right. So, what do you guys wish to do today? You got beautiful weather. Grim, you're going to be able to copy today? Yes, your full day.
Go. Yeah. Cool.
What about the rest of you guys? Oh, everyone heals another point. If you didn't yesterday, you also heal another point. And then you guys can also mark off 4 more rations and 1 more day of firewood. What do you want to do with your day?
I was thinking one last early morning reconnaissance.
Okay. Yeah, it is sunny today, so it will be a little... all that snow is going to be quite difficult to look down at.
Well, I'm really looking for people trudging through the snow.
If you've never been outside in snow when it's sunny, you may not know this, but there's a snow blinding effect. When it's sunny, it reflects up, and especially if you're up and looking down.
Yeah.
It's quite painful to look at because it reflects almost all of the light that's coming back up, and from above you'd be seeing that. So what that
like
is to say is you may have difficulty seeing things if you're doing that. Like you're going to be, because like covering your eyes doesn't do much against the reflection. You can actually get sunburn from the exposed from the light coming back so that said, that's what your plan is, Tom, is to check the thing. Oh, sorry, did you say something?
I was trying to be like demonstrative, and I was going to take my phone outside and switch the camera around and put it against the snow and see if you get some snow blindness on the camera.
Well, that's, I guess that was one thing. It's that would only show up it won't show up in the Roll20.
Yeah, it'll show up in our chat.
Also, it's fucking minus 34 outside, so you know.
I probably don't want to go outside. I started opening the door, and then I'm like, this is a bad idea.
Well, not in chainmail either, too.
Yeah, you've got chainmail. That'll keep you warm, right?
Yeah.
Chainmail's already cold just from opening the door up.
Yeah, it's brutal out. All right, so then, what you guys will do?
We're running low on firewood, so we might want to do a little scamper.
Today should be your last day here, though, unless there's some reason for you to stick around at the Jarlmoot.
Okay, cool.
What time of day do you want to do your reconnoiter, Mo? It'll take you about 2 hours to do that.
Yes.
Yes is not a helpful answer to my question,
Maybe,
Mo. What time of day?
Maybe if it's
sorry, after breakfast, so 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Okay. And then, sorry, Hobbs, what were we saying?
I was going to say, if you actually went like just near the beginning of sunrise, you wouldn't necessarily have the problem. You might be able to see better actually.
Yep.
Earlier.
Oh yeah, well that makes sense then. Yes, he'll go up
crack of dawn.
Just before sunrise.
Okay. You're up anyway because of Store's Griffin woke you up. So when you go there, you find, once again, I mean, it looks identical to what you saw before. And by the time you get back, the sun is up proper, and you appreciate how challenging it's going to be to spot things from the air when the sun is out. Grim is working on his spell for today, and Lex and Store, what do you guys wish to do with your last day before you approach Jarlmoot?
Store, you look like you're itching to throw some dice. I'm not going to put a lot of money on it. I'm not looking to put a lot of money on the table, but I got some silver. I'll play with you.
On the last day, I was just thinking maybe we should consider working on some aerial combat maneuvers. Like ways of helping people get on their mounts, like, fly low and help people, or I don't know, lancing, or
and I'll try and grab onto you while you're going by.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
What about with a rope? Because I'm thinking, if you did that even on a horse, that would probably rip your arm pretty hard, right?
Well, it's still possible.
What if we had ropes that hung down from the griffins by for 10 feet or so, and you throw it out to someone as you're going by, they grab onto the rope and they swing out and then climb up the rope?
I mean, I've done it many times on horseback, and it's not that bad. But I don't know if you're traveling at the same speed on horses that you would.
Yeah, I'm just checking to see the comparative speed for horse and Griffin. Griffin is about twice the speed of a horse.
Yeah, so you'd have to be pretty strong.
4 times the impact then. This would be a square law. Maybe we could set up a couple of poles and then a string, and then you're hooked up like they do in the Bond film. You're not saying that as recovering people while playing. It did actually work.
Sure.
Yeah, I think we have done some practicing back at camp, but yeah, we could always more practice because
Okay. Anything else that you guys wish to do? Or I guess the two things. The one thing I need to know then is, how are you approaching Jarlmoot? On Griffinback, on foot, and what time do you wish to arrive there?
We should leave before sunset, so we can get there around twilight.
Perfect. Let's go on. We're not walking that distance. So,
No, I was going to assume we'd fly up on the griffins, jump off, and say, "Hi, we're here to speak to the spirits."
okay. I don't know about the talking part, but the rest of it sounds good.
Yeah, Thomas is going to break the store, but we want to talk to them first. So no hitting the giant spirits that are 24 foot tall.
All right.
Unless they hit us first.
So then, guys, the day passes once again mercifully uneventfully. You get to Store and Lex get some practice in with Griffin maneuvers. Tom, when you return from your reconnoitering at Jarlmut, you got that. I think you are mindful of the fact that like it's going to be potentially a long night. Do you have any idea what to expect here, or have you discussed at all what to do with the Jarls if they appear?
I think we're going to do like we do everything. Survive to that point first.
And then make decisions.
And wing it?
And then wing it.
Sounds about right. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay, so then, guys.
Possibly we ought to... I was going to say, maybe we ought to make sure our armor and gear is in good condition and we make a good impression.
Well, that goes without saying. I mean, we're mercenary. I'm a mercenary, Store is, so he's always making sure. And he always looks beautiful. Come on, man. Did you see his hair?
So you're doing the Spartan thing, where you spend hours doing your hair before.
Yeah, that's why Store never rolls for hunting or anything else for that first hours, because he's doing his hair the whole time. All right, so then, guys, the day passes. I mean, again, it's frigid out here too. We bitch about the weather here. This is what it's like there too. Cold, it's miserable. But the Griffins and yourselves, you have the appropriate clothing on, and your Griffins are fine. This has been now about 4 days with you guys wearing your cold weather gear the whole time too, so you're all pretty ripe by this point too. So, guys, that evening, the sun is going down. The weather for tomorrow, Lex, you got weather sense, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Give us a weather sense roll. Let's see if you can see what's on the horizon. Definitely. Give us a weatherman roll there, please, weatherman. No snow tomorrow. Wind is not or non-existent really, and it's overcast. So another great day for travel tomorrow. That means that tonight the clouds will be coming in, but the moon, for at least certainly for the first bit, is going to be beautiful, big, and full. So, guys, if I finish... so you actually can't do that. If today is your last day of copying, you would be tomorrow morning when you would be eligible to prepare your spells again.
I think you just had to take time, if you could.
If you left one open, then you could, you could prep that, sure.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was doing. Yeah.
Okay. No, actually, because you guys are leaving and planning on being there at twilight. What level spell is it?
Second.
20 minutes you'd need.
We could do that, right? I mean, how many days? Well, twilight.
You wanted to leave it to the dice? I'll roll.
20 minutes, guys. Can we spare 20 minutes? That's...
I don't want to miss it for the spell, to be honest. I don't.
It's a really good spell. Maybe. It blinds people for 1d6 plus 4 rounds or something like that.
Your magic talk confuses me.
It makes people not see.
I think that Grim got his way before, so it may be Store's turn to get his way this time.
All right.
Excuse me. So,
then keep a knock, I guess.
You guys
That'll be useful.
Flying in to Jarlmut once again. Let's go over to Jarlmut. And let's adjust the lighting. And there we go.
Are you not entertained?
And then let's also adjust our music.
I need to watch Gladiator again.
Yep. All right. So, You guys arrive as expected. The sky is a deep shade of midnight blue in the east, and in the west there are just the waning pale pink streaks along the horizon, being strangled by the coming night. When you guys arrive, you find no one else is here. There's no sign of anyone else. And where do you wish to position yourselves? You guys, the griffins are perhaps even more uncomfortable when they land. And as soon as you guys get off them, they will take to the skies and join the surrounding ravens swirling overhead. The sound of wind up here is strong, and the sound of the, what do you call it? The ravens up ahead. You guys are not in the square?
Inside the circle? I don't want to land inside the circle.
No, you guys have landed, and now position yourself where you'll be when the moon comes up.
Oh, when the moon comes up.
Yep.
All right, sorry. Yeah, we better.
Yeah,
be
there's no
inside
one
the
there,
circle.
so...
Okay.
You
I
know.
figured we landed on the 8.
Tom's like, right, I'm going to be in this dude's chair, sitting right at his feet like an ottoman.
Okay. So, anything, you guys have about 10 minutes before the sun will, the sun will disappear and the moon will be coming up. Do you guys do anything?
I think. Oh, it's hard rock, so we can't plant arrows. I think Stora is going to kneel and face this one.
Okay. That one actually says Regar Yarva. That is Regar Yarva's seat. So, the sun, very faster than you expect, is now gone, and darkness is upon you. Do you have anything lit, guys, to serve as light?
We know it's a full moon, so...
Yeah, so I'll give you... You know what I'll do is I'll give you guys about 40 feet of vision here. Mm-hmm. Go. There we go. And of course, Lex, your night vision allows you to see a little further than that. Yeah, great. All right. So, as the stars begin to poke into existence above you guys in that wild and empty sky, and the first signs of Auril's presence begin shimmering on there, you see the first top of that great white disk appear in the eastern horizon and begin to climb into the sky, bathing this entire region in pale blue moonlight. And almost suddenly, as the moon fully emerges from above the eastern horizon, something appears. Guys, this is what you see.
Cool.
Seemingly, with a drift of snow going across them, spectral forms of fallen Jotun kings and queens, thanes, and jarls appear in each of the seats, each a distinct-looking figure, each with a different accoutrement on them, all with the same translucent blue quality and white glowing eyes, all seemingly staring down at you. They say nothing.
Where's the image from? Is that from Rhyme of the Frost Maiden?
Yeah. Rhyme of the Frost Maiden. I was thinking about this the last night, like going through it. This is one of my favorite adventures ever. It has so much terrific stuff in it. There's some stuff that I'm not crazy about, but the overwhelming majority is amazing content. I love this adventure.
The artwork's fantastic.
Yeah, oh, it's just awesome. So
I guess
what
I was going to say store will yell out. Great seven Jotuns, I am Store. I have come here to take your test, for I seek your counsel.
Where are you facing when you say that? Or are you just kind of saying it to all of them?
I think to all of them.
So I think you're studying their faces. If they have any reaction, they do not seem to be, or at least they're not telegraphing it or sharing it with you. But what you see is, ever so slowly, all 6 of the other ancient spirits. Lord knows how, the gods only know, I suppose, how old these are. But Bergelmir, Farbauti, Reisvelger, Yordaxa, Mocker Nagelfer, and Sukmimir all turn their heads ever so slightly towards Regar Yarva, the Grand Thane. And ever so subtly, 2 of his fingers gesture up. Fingers that probably would be each the size of one of your arms. Your well-muscled and strong arms, Thomas. And with that, something begins to pull itself up from the very stone in front of that long dead king. Let me reveal that for you guys. Just need to get rid of some stuff on here. There are some really strange choices that Roll20 made when they were setting up the tokens in this. Like they used the updated dynamic lighting on everything, but the tokens are all marked with legacy lighting.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. All right, so what pulls itself, wrong way, up from the ground? Do I have the hand out for it? I do not, so you will have to enjoy the token.
Just size it to like 25 by 25 squares and we'll be good.
Yes.
That is the correct size.
No problem.
A long, dead champion of the Frost Giants. And the rate that it's pulling itself out from the ground, this thing is likely to tower 25 or more feet larger. Guys, the way it looks at you and it howls out, it does not seem friendly. Let's roll some initiative. So, Brandon, you were not here for a little while, so let's kick off with you rolling initiative. So, everyone decide what you're doing with your round as this thing pulls itself out. And then let's see if Brandon can beat my 4. Nice! Excellent start.
Okay, so that means
actually I have to finish pulling myself out of the ground this round. All right, now guys, what? Let's see here. Let's move this down just a scooch here. Let's see if you can triumph over this thing. Okay, so as everyone input their turns in. All right, so first up is Store on a -1. What are you doing, Store?
We'll meet your challenge, Regarva. Die, beast.
Yeah.
He says as he charges in with the staff, the Delver's staff.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack roll. So that is a hit, but only because this thing is still partly consumed by this. Hitting this thing's massive bones, it's like striking an anvil. Go ahead and roll damage. Oh, no. Now, are you expending any charges as well?
No, I don't want to lose the weapon, so
Okay.
I'm like hesitant to spend charges.
All right. So you hit this thing. It cracks a pure. That's really it. Next is Lex. What are you doing, Lex?
Dex moves up and not sure how the Balroggar and the Dagger's feet are going to work against this giant undead. But
So Balroggar hits. Go ahead and roll damage. -9. That's a great hit, too.
Another one. Let's do min damage on it and see how long this drags out.
Against this skeletal foe, you get the sense that this is not the most effective thing, a piercing weapon. Next will be Grim. And Tom, what are you guys doing? Oh, you're muted there, Brandon.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
I wanted to cast some fire. I wanted to cast fireball. I can see down there, so I assume I can hit a fireball that gets ranged up here without hitting Store and Lex. From this square, it would explode 30 feet.
Yeah, I'm going to give it cover from the thing then. So if it makes it safe, it'll take no damage.
Could I do it above its head, like over here? And
Once it's fully out, yes.
okay,
But I mean, you know what? You've declared your action though, so
I did.
yeah.
Let's just do it that way then.
Okay, so let me make my save here.
That's 60. What is it?
19.
Should probably wait. Hold on a second. God dang it.
So go ahead and roll damage. I'm just gonna let it do quarter damage.
60, 66, right? If I recall.
Yeah, it's d6s, I think.
66.
Yep.
Oh God, that was terrible too.
Okay. So that thundering echo of your fireball going off, it eliminates the two spectral forms, which almost disappear, but then reappear as soon as the light goes away. Tom, what are you doing?
Are you purposely not putting a bar on? Should that be telling us that we're not doing any damage to it?
Hold up. Sorry. I think it's not one of
good
my...
point.
Let's see here. Oh, you know, it's because, again, this is another thing that... there you go. You can see that bar now?
Way of saying we're pooped.
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. Okay, so, and Tom runs in.
I'm going to pull the mask down first.
Okay.
So that one turn we used up, and then he was going to let it get out to be sporting, but he's just going to hit it now. Everyone's kicking off.
So, and it looks like you would have had... Did you have enough movement? 1, 2...
That was 25.
Yeah, so you're 20... Oh, 25, so then you can only attack once then. It'll be a charge.
Yes, I was thinking...
Okay.
Yes, just slightly out. All right, so this is the Netherreach Longsword. Sorry, I still got this ready. And it's...
No,
I think it's going to be a miss.
Not good enough. All right, guys. So that is the end of the round. This thing is spending its turn fully pulling itself out. And it towers 25 feet tall.
I have a second attack with the dagger.
So go ahead. Once it stands up, go ahead and make your attack. Nope. All right. Then, guys, that is the end of the round. Next up will be Brandon. You won last time, so everyone decide what you're doing with this round now that this thing is fully out. Ooh. And then Brandon,
keep going.
Beat my 8.
Okay. Did it again.
Nice. You guys will all be acting before this thing for sure. Story, you were up first. What are you doing?
I'm going to let him get an attack of opportunity as I'm going to move. We need to flank him if we can.
It's actually too slow to make attack
All right,
opportunity.
good.
This is like
All right.
Hollywood big.
All right.
You know,
I'll attack.
Getting a bit of a Harryhausen
totally.
type vibe monster.
Solid hit. Yep.
Does it resemble claymation?
Go ahead and roll damage. Okay.
I was thinking more of the one where they're fighting Talos, but yes, the skeletons as well.
Okay. Lex, you're up next. What are you doing?
Max is going to smack it.
Should get a flank on it.
I told him
Okay.
to, but he's ignoring me.
Yeah.
At 1. Oh. You know, astonishing fortune that? You guys have 3 points left.
I'd have to move to here then to get.
Yep, that'd be flanking it. And again, it's too slow. It's sort of its giant horned head looks down at you, but it's too slow to make attack of opportunity.
So the -1, does that hit?
The -1 does not hit. No. Oh, the -1 does hit. Yes, hit. Sorry. Yeah. I'm like, I thought you were saying like a 12 if I get a -1. Like, no, an 11 does not hit.
I'm looking at the -1 and I'm flanking, and you said it doesn't hit. And I'm like,
Yeah, no, that definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage. Good call on the flanking. Okay.
wasn't a 1. Wasn't a 1.
Okay. All right. You might as well, like, the size of this thing, you might as well be chipping away at like a adult tree. Then it is Grim. What are you doing?
Take it in the end.
I'm going to cast a burning sphere at. Let me put the point at it. Here.
Like at its feet.
Well, yeah. Well.
Put it right where he is.
Like you
Yeah,
can't-
wherever he is. Can I get it? Can I get him like up more his torso? Like.
Oh well, no, because it can't float. Remember, it stays on the ground.
Yeah, I disagree with your reading with it, but it's okay.
Well, one of us is right and
All
one of
right.
us is wrong, and I can tell you
I
that
know.
in every single edition
It's
of the
the
game,
DM.
it's never been able to float. So
That's true.
the weight of
And even-
40 years of history is on my side on that one.
Okay. All right. Oh, so that's where. Yeah, I guess at its feet. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Here we go. Let me get the thing here.
I've been playing this game for 30 years, and
Yeah.
I've never seen him have anyone have him float either.
No.
They've all had to be touching the ground.
Yeah, every edition of the game is
well,
required.
it says in the description it rolls. So
Yeah.
It rolls anywhere you point at it. Anyway, that's been litigated. I don't want to relitigate that.
Yeah, well, especially when you've lost on appeal and lost at Supreme, so
Yeah.
But if it's a sphere and it rolls, it means it's got to be rolling on something, which
Yeah.
means it's got to be on.
Well, no, but we said it wasn't rolling on the
No,
ground last
no.
anyway.
Here we go. Here we
Yeah.
go.
there you go.
Let's go.
You should have control over that, Grim. Go ahead. Place that where you
Over
want. All right. Let me make a save for it. 16. So yeah.
All right, but nothing happens on.
Okay. So it steps to the side to avoid the hot foot. Tom, what are you doing?
Oh, he's going to wind up and hit it in the legs.
Please do. Go ahead.
2.
That is not good enough.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, then it is its turn. I'm going to randomly select which of you three. Store is 1. Tom is 2. Lex is 3. Store. What's your AC right now?
2.
2?
Oh, that's not
Holy
good.
shit. All right. That is a hit. Your DR will protect you against this. As it comes down. That is 20 points of damage. As this huge thing clatters down into you. Your DR will protect you on that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot.
And
I
it brings
think
back.
it's 3 points for a plate or 2 points?
2 points.
for
2
a
points.
plate?
This is a favored round 2. So Store and Tom, you guys both get extra attacks. Go ahead and make your second attacks.
Lex?
Oh no. Store, that's a hit. Tom, do you want to spend Astonishing Fortune and re-roll that?
Ooh, finally.
Maybe not this turn. We'll see how we go.
Oh, that's a good hit. Okay. All right. Finally, actually, you've been hitting that same, bone, and finally you see some splintering from that stuff. Then, that is the end of the round, guys. We're on round 3.
I got some swings too.
Oh, go ahead. Yep, go ahead, Dux. Holy shit. 1 hits, 1 misses.
Is that a D20 on our combat roll?
Why do you get a second attack with the dancing sword? Because the rangers don't get weapon specialization, so they wouldn't get a favored attack. Your dagger speed might give you an extra 1, but...
Just reading the description here.
Yeah.
Doesn't it take a certain number of rounds to kick in for it to dance?
Well, yeah, but that's not what he's doing. I'm just wondering if it was just...
Oh, I see.
Because, Dave's so used to making second attacks with Droon.
Didn't you have
but
2 weapon fighting, though?
You get attacks
Is it specialization, or is it just warriors that at 7th level?
Oh, is Lex 7th level?
Yeah.
That's why. Then that's fine. That's fine. Go ahead and roll damage for the dancing sword. That makes sense now.
Yep.
Okay. All right. And... Okay. So you also are slowly chipping away at this thing. Guys, that is the end of that round. What it is going to do to end its round is stomp the ground, and I need Store, Tom, and Lex to each give me a dex check, please. So D20 and roll 120.
Success.
That's a colossal failure. No problem. Okay, no problem from X. All of you guys keep your footing. That is the end of round 2, guys. We're on to round 3. Brandon, would you kindly, let's see here. There we go. Brandon, would you kindly beat my 3?
Probably not.
Come on.
There you go. You
Nice.
tied.
Awesome. And I'm way slower than you guys. All right. Lex is... Oh, I think Grim... Yeah, Store is up first. Store, you're up first. What are you doing?
I'm trying to see if I did my stuff right. Does this automatically add your attack? It doesn't, does it?
What attack? What do you mean? Like your...
Because if the Delver Staff is +3 to hit, does it automatically add your strength bonus, or should I change that to...
As long as you have the strength ticked off, it should.
Oh, okay, and I don't have the strength ticked off.
Yep.
So I should be doing a little more damage. Now let's get a hit here, boys.
Here we go. Come on. Oh!
Nope. That's what I rolled.
Astonishing Fortune?
No one else is. I'll hold off.
Okay.
Wait a second. I only rolled a d6. I rolled the damage.
Oh.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
Getting ahead of yourself there.
It's not that funny.
So thanks to your clever tactics, that is a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
It was a feint.
Exactly.
That's
Nice.
more like it.
That is a very respectable hit. Okay.
I haven't been adding my strength damage all this time.
There you go. Okay. Next up is Lex. What are you doing?
Just making sure I got mine stats in here probably. But I'm like, I don't have a strength bonus, so even if I have it checked off, it doesn't do anything.
Solid hit with Balroggar. Yep. Oh, that dagger's speed is proving more elusive. Go ahead and roll damage.
This is my 3rd round.
And then Grim and Tom will be up the same round. Oh, it's a good hit. Okay. Grim and Tom, what are you guys doing? Solid hit from
A bit
Tom.
more like a hit.
Well, I think he's got to make another saving throw
Okay.
because he's still in the fire.
Let's see here.
And then
I might have failed, but he has a shit ton of hit dice, so...
Yeah.
Let's double check here.
Nice. 10 points from the longsword. Yes.
I did make my save.
okay.
Okay,
So
sorry.
and then I was going to shoot a fireball.
Well, remember, you got to concentrate on the flaming sphere, right? Or you got to concentrate if you're moving it, right?
Yeah, when I'm moving it, if it's staying there now. So
Okay.
I was going to shoot a fireball as I said, like last time, above their heads, so it's not reaching down to hit everybody
Sure.
else. So,
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Let me do the damage for Tom here. Go ahead and roll damage. I'll make my save. That's
I did 10.
Yep, I saw it. Thank you. Go ahead and roll damage for your fireball.
God, that sounds so. It's not good rolls. Okay.
It's almost half. That's
Okay.
It's just
So-
not.
Yeah, that was not so bad, but
It goes off again. That one fully affected it. Tom, your sword as well, too, because of the skeletal form of this thing doesn't seem to be as effective as it could have been. Store's staff seems to be the most effective weapon you guys have used thus far. But speaking of weapons, this thing now gets to turn its attention on you. And let's see who it is targeting this time. Oh, Tom. What is your AC right now?
It would be. Let me see if this doesn't disrupt my. It would be 1.
I got a nat 20, so let me just stop you there. Sorry. And it's that
I think I might
lovely
be breaking the buckler.
dragon symbol as well, or the ampersand dragon on these. All right, you take 19 points of damage. Full DR will apply, so 17 in total is what you take.
Can I break my buckler at that point?
Not on this thing. It's way too big.
Oh, I see. It's just black. So it was 19, which I take 17, right?
Correct. And then second attacks from Lex and Tom. Go ahead.
Getting my eye in now.
this game has shield sundering. I totally forgot that.
Yeah.
As a house rule.
Yep. It's 2 hits. There you go.
Still,
right.
you are doing damage on the large creature table as well, just in case.
It's the same. With
Yeah,
the
same for that
with
weapon.
the staff.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
Okay. And then... And, oh, that dagger. All right. So you guys are doing some effect on this, and it once again stomps. I need everyone to store Tom and Lex. Give me a dex check again, please. And then we'll roll initiative. Oh, Tom's on his ass.
Yep.
Okay, so Tom, you are knocked prone by that.
Do I drop my sword?
No, you can keep your hand on your sword. You're just
Okay.
It's gonna have a bonus against you next turn. And it also might. Oh, yeah. It might be able to do something to you. Next round, guys. Round 4. Okay, and Brownie, you are dominating initiative this round. So let's roll again. Ooh, see if you can beat my 3 this time.
again. Oh wait, no. Oh, there it is.
However, I'm not acting until a 11. So I think all of you guys are still acting first. Story, you're up first. What are you doing?
I'm going to continue blasting this some gum,
Please do.
trying to nail him with the Delver staff. Oh goodness, what am I doing here?
I do not know.
I do not know either, sir. We are flanking, and we get a +1 for that, right?
Don't include it. Just I adjust its AC.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, but I was like, oh, I'll actually do it like other people do.
Yep.
That didn't
is
roll.
Not. It didn't roll properly.
I don't think it rolled at all. Yeah, I
right.
screwed it up because I messed with something. There we go.
Yeah. Okay. That is a hit on account of your flanking. So go ahead and roll damage. Nice. Okay. Then it is Lex. What are you doing, Lex? That sword hits. Go ahead and roll damage. Wow. Ooh, nice hit, though. Solid hit. You guys are chipping away at this thing as it's trying to move. It's actually like one of its legs or feet has given way. And it's standing on a broken, shattered leg. Then it is Grim's turn. What are you doing, Grim?
All right, so first let's do the fire.
Okay, make a save again. 19 again. Sorry.
Nope. Okay, so then I'm gonna magic missile it with 3 magic missiles. So
Is this your spell or is this the wand?
this is the spell. This is actually a spell.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So there's 1, 2,
Okay.
and 3. Oh.
Okay. Holy smokes. Those things connect and seem to be chipping away at this thing's form. Tom, what are you doing?
I was just trying to check. Can I fight from prone?
You can. You take a penalty.
Or I can stand up and hit it once, presumably.
It might be able to do something if you stand.
Yeah, in that case, he's just going to, from the ground, effectively try and hack the foot away.
Please do. Go ahead.
And then you can tell me what the mods are.
Yeah, I'll just adjust its AC. That is a miss.
Astonishing fortune, that. If I may.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Because this might be enough to take it.
That is a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yes.
Okay. You break it away from your prone position. It was lifting one of its feet to try and stomp on you. And you cut the remaining leg away. It collapses, and the whole thing falls down into a jumbled pile of bones. And all that remains is Grimm's burning sphere there. The spectral form that looks down on you, all of them, you look around, your breath, breathing heavily, you're forming ice crystals in the air. You look up, and those Jarls still look down on you, expressionless on their face. What do you do?
Regayarva, your test we have passed. Our strength is enough. Will you give us your sage counsel?
You see, once again, all of them are still looking at Regayarva, and the only expression you see is an eyebrow rise.
Test of wisdom.
And it gestures with 4 fingers. 2 more begin bursting forth from the earth.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Fortunately, they only have 1 hit point. Oh.
These are one-hit wonders.
And guys, we will find out what happens next session. So,
Lex yells out,
guys, all right,
Yeah,
so
this
let's
is where the
anybody, so you get all of your class-based bonuses for the, for the session. Lex, I'm going to give you 50 for each successful hunt there as well, too. Just that fits in with the kind of ranger thing, and I know you've been really leaning into that role-playing. Those of you who are fighters, you guys have defeated 14 hit dice worth of adversaries today. No, that's not, I'm lying. 4. Wait.
Is that from the owlbears that store?
No, that's not counting the owlbears. The owlbears... so fighters, you guys have defeated 46 hit dice worth of adversaries today. Yep, even though you don't fight him, that counts as a defeat. So, let's see here.
gaining experience while in your sleeping bag.
You do. That's everybody who gets that.
Well, everybody.
Some days you eat the owlbear, and some days the owlbear eats you. So for every day of... okay. And you guys have no NPCs that you are... How many points of Astonishing Fortune are left?
We have 1, 2, 2.
2, okay. All right. So there's only 4 of you today. Whew. Guys. Who but Juba? Oh, hold on here. Oof. All right, here we go. You guys are each earning 2,775 XP today. That's 2,775. No one dinged here?
Maybe. Oh, I think I did. Thor is finally 7th level.
Nice. Go ahead and give us 2d 10 rolls. Let's see how many hit points you get for the level. Be sure to adjust your 6 points. Nice. 6 plus your con modifier. And then be sure to adjust your THAC0. Wait, you're level 7? Is 7 when they get new? Yep, your saves will be better as well, and your THAC0 goes down. So be sure to adjust that.
Nice.
Yeah. Awesome. Then, and at every 3 level, no, 7, you don't get any new proficiencies, but soon. So, excellent, guys. Congratulations.
You do get more attacks.
Yes, you have an attack every round now. And then with your specialized weapon, it's like 2 attacks 1 round, 3 attacks a second, or is it 2 attacks every round? Oh, it's 2 attacks every round.
Yeah.
Is that right?
4 per 2. Yeah, it's 4 per 2 instead of 3 per 2.
Right. Right.
And then at the next increase, it goes to 5 per 2.
Okay, got it. All right then. So, for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for session 62, I think, of our quarantine campaign. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding a session, the campaign, or the game we're playing, please do not hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section of the video, and I will endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. In addition, you can find a link in the description of the video to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, and you are more than welcome to join us over there. Let me turn this music down just a scooch here. We have channels dedicated to this campaign, this game, and every other campaign we run on the channel. There's also channels dedicated to finding a group, to learning about virtual tabletops, to all sorts of great stuff. So lots of great people, lots of great conversations, and lots of great information available there. In addition, you can find a link in the description of this video to something called Heroes Save Villages. That is the charity fundraising campaign we run on the channel. It benefits the SOS Children's Villages International Charity, which is active in over 130 countries, benefiting over 80,000 orphaned and abandoned children. It is a really amazing organization, and to date, this year, we have already raised over $1,600 for the kids. So it's a staggering amount. I am enormously in awe of the generosity of our community. And for every $25 Canadian that you donate, you get one chance to win our grand prize or one of the other prizes on our April 1st, 2021 raffle. That will be, the grand prize is a copy of Beetle and Grimm's Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden, the Platinum Edition of that. It's amazing $500 at retail product, $500 US, that has everything from the Rime of the Frost Maiden adventure, as well as a bunch of other amazing stuff. Great maps, miniatures, handouts, just extra adventures. It's an amazing product. And if you don't win that grand prize, the second prize is a silver edition of that, which is equally awesome. Not quite as many extra add-ons, but still an amazing prize. And if you don't win that, there's still other stuff like a chainmail dice bag made by our resident armorsmith here, Dave, like a dice tray made by our regular player, Andrew, and like some zines authored by our very own Jason Hobbs here. There's also some stuff from the Redbubble shop, the Dungeon Musings Redbubble shop, some t-shirts, some posters, some mugs. Lots of great prizes. You also get a chance to have a say in what charity sessions. People voted, donors voted for our upcoming charity session on the 27th, and that'll be the one-shot of Savage Rifts. And on the week before, the donors will also have a chance to spend their money, as it were, to outfit our heroes with some extra gear to help them in the challenges that they are going to be facing in that adventure. So, lots of ways to participate in the channel, lots of ways to win some great gaming stuff, and most importantly, to help out some kids who could really use help. So you can find the link down there if you want to make any donation yourself. Last thing I will say is a huge thank you to the players from today facing the challenges at the Jarlmoot. Hobbs, Brandon, Mo, and Dave, thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I had a ton of fun trying to kill you with giant skeletons. I look forward to doing so again next weekend. So, for those listening at home, once again, if you are joining us during the reason we had to, or the reason we kicked off this campaign, the current crisis. We do hope that this finds you healthy, safe, and weathering the current crisis as well as can be expected. We hope that we've given you a few hours to take your mind off of the troubles of our world and think about the troubles our heroes keep getting themselves into. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, stay warm, and happy gaming.
Bye.